All right, we got some fucking participants.
Yo, Dak Taylor is the first one here.
Hey, fucking Dak Taylor. Let's wait like 5 seconds. We'll wait 5 seconds and get some people in here before we announce our big fucking plan.
Well, I mean, it's already been announced.
Yeah, but I didn't tell Phil exactly how we were doing everything because.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I was slacking and stuff. So, but I know Phil's down for just about anything. I mean, look at this guy. He ain't afraid of nothing.
I'm scared
Phil,
right now.
Has anybody ever asked you guys if you was a bunch of Siemens?
If what? Yes.
If you were all semen.
In a bathroom, actually. Some guy taking a leak next to me. He looked at me in his really thick German accent and went, "Semen." And that's all. That's the only time. I was kind of concerned.
You should turn that into an inside joke with Bill. Anytime you guys do a show, just try to like sneak a tail onto him whenever he's walking away.
Yo, no. The best response next time that happens would be, "Yeah, I'm the only semen big enough to not fall out of your mother's humongous vagina. Thanks a lot." If anybody ever calls Fil McRackin a semen in front of me, I'll kick their asses. No one gets to
call me an omelet too, but I don't know. They go hand in hand.
You ever watch that video, Cum Omelet?
Oh yeah. I mean, no.
It made me.
Just don't
It's
Google
gross.
it.
It's gross.
Yo, we got
That shit. Yo, that shit made me route. That shit. Ow.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's not a very erotic video. That's more like a like something you show your friends to make them throw up.
Yeah. But
Now, what about sitting on a cake, Phil? How do you feel about getting naked and sit down on cakes?
Sitting on a cake?
Yeah. You ever tried it, or would you like to watch somebody try it in maybe like a private message later or something?
No.
Yeah, you have not
together. Yeah, we are together. Cake sitting is one of my favorites. Cake farting ruins it. And I'm just going to tell you, that's why I do that.
Yo, but I don't understand. Why would you want cake sitting if you can't have cake farting?
Yeah.
Well, I don't find farts
no
particularly sexy, but I find food and asses kind of sexy.
Yo, he's just been doing a lot of sitting and a lot of cake eating, so
That's right. It's the fucking pandemic, boys. What are we gonna do? Yo, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever make your do you ever make your lady sit on a cake, or do you sit on a cake? Because I know you bake a cake all the fucking time. So be honest. Be honest.
Never, because I feel like that would desecrate the cake.
Yeah.
The cake has to be holy.
All right, I get you. So you're no, I'm not going to go to the low depths of talking about you putting your penis in a cake to make a hole, because that's just child humor. And let's really go to the reason why we're all here today, gentlemen.
That's how they came up with donuts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So because of the bond of brotherhood that we all feel here, being in bands that were inspired by the world's greatest, wait a minute, that's not a good album to choose when I say that, the world's greatest theatrical performers, KISS, we decided that we should have a discussion about KISS, and what we're going to do today is, I kind of told Phil, it's basically this. We got a list of every KISS record, and we're going to do a little group discussion about every record in sequence. And Jason Hell maybe is going to set a timer, and we're going to see if we can keep 3D and Phil from talking about Gene Simmons' basses for an entire 2 hours to 3 to 4 to 5 hour period.
Yeah.
And get all this done. I don't know if it's possible.
Not happening.
What's your favorite Gene Simmons bass, Phil?
You know what?
Here we go.
The axe. That's the only one.
Yeah,
the
but
one act.
which version of the axe though?
The,
There's
the
4
very
different
first
versions.
version. The very first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big the Dynasty axe looked all right, but I didn't like the long point on the end, and it had a really dumb, in my opinion, headstock. I'm always the classic Kramer doing creatures. That's my favorite, and because the unmasked version that was all silver, that one's just kind of weird looking, and it's way
Here we
too
fucking
long.
go. Here we fucking go. Get out of here, 3D. God damn it. I knew we knew this.
How many?
You
how many
brought it up.
versions are
You
there?
brought it up. What's
Is
that?
there a different one every album?
Yeah, so there's
many
the
axes are
Dynasty
there?
one, the Unmasked one, the Creatures of the Night one, and then there was the Jackson one that started with the Animalized tour, and then it was kind of with the Jackson for a while, but then Gene just made his own guitars from then on out. So now it's the Gene Simmons brand.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh, and there's
so
Court. There's Court too.
Is there?
oh my
Yeah,
God. Shut up. Oh my God. Yo.
Okay, we got that up.
Listen.
For about 5 minutes.
Yo, we also got to mention the elephant in the room here. Our man Jason Hell forgot his mask in another state, so that's why he is currently wearing. Go ahead and lean in. He's wearing what we call the mask of shame, and it's Peter Chris's makeup because he's the worst character, and he gets to wear it.
And that's the kind of sugar that Papa likes.
No.
Yo,
All right,
somebody said I'm the most underrated Jason.
that you're the most underrated, Jason?
I think that's the opposite.
Yeah, I would say if they're talking about how 3D rates himself, there's no possibility for him to be underrated.
Is it because of my 3 statues? Is it because of my 3 statues of myself?
Yo, 3D went and got action figures made of the whole band, but we all have red ginger hair because
That's not true. Your hair is like purple.
Because he made us in his image, as if he were the God Christ.
So
awesome.
these things are awesome, though, man. Look at these guys.
That is awesome.
You got like more of like a purple hair for some reason. I got the luscious.
Yo,
yeah.
And if you're watching, you can buy those for $300 at mongotoys.com/JAP. But I think they're all sold out. So there you go.
Those are also the smallest dolls that 3D owns. The other ones are too big.
Yeah,
right?
the other ones are called real dolls.
Yo, how'd you find out about that?
Yo, because they had to clear it. They said, yo, Mr. Jason V, we know that you own the rights to your likeness and some crazy dude wants to make a real doll of you, but with a pussy. And I said, I know that guy. It's fine. No problem.
Yo, so before we start, I will also clear the elephant in the room. Do I tell them the truth?
Tell them the truth.
Yo, so I don't really like Kiss that much. But as a kid, I had some Kiss records, and then I heard the Ramones, and I realized that's what I really wanted to hear, and not Kiss. And then I gave up on it.
Whoa.
But after being in the Jason's van and having my backpack pissed on and puking out of the van and sleeping on the floor cuddling with 3D, eventually, Animalize plays enough, you just start to like it.
And let's be honest, like, there's definitely a Kiss record out there for everybody, but every record's not for everybody except for the three of us. And I don't know about Phil. I'm excited to hear your take on these records. So
you're gonna find out how little I really know about Kiss now. I'm in the same same boat as Hell. I heard the Ramones, and that kind of ended it for me. I still like them, and I still listen to them, but we'll see. We'll see how much I know.
I think after tonight, your fire will be reignited, because here's a little what happened with me. Now, I fell in love with Kiss when I was young, Then
Yeah.
I did the same thing. I went and I started listening to the Ramones. Always loved Kiss. But then I met 3D and we started the band and we started talking about Kiss. And it sort of made me go, you know what? I need to go back and listen to some more Kiss. And it ignited my fandom. You know, when you got someone else who's into it, kind of brings it all around. So that's really how the Jasons kind of formed. Was like he was like kind of discovering deeper into the Ramones, and I was rediscovering deeper into Kiss. Like we gave each other the fucking push towards those things, you know?
Yeah. And
So-
not a problem there. No problem.
Yeah. Well, and we got some people in the chat, so Hell's gonna try and field those things. Give us your fucking, tell us what's up in the chat. If you got a fucking opinion on a record, maybe we'll read it. Unless you're Dak Taylor, because he is canceled forever. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and fucking start the timer.
Yo, we're gonna do 6 minutes because I said so.
All right, it's not gonna work. But we're starting out right here with Kiss. Their first record, it was released in February of 1974. So who wants to take a few minutes here and start out with this one?
I got one thing to say.
You killed a baby today?
You could say if Kiss only released this first album, they would still be one of the greatest fucking bands of all time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a
they
big statement.
still would be one of the greatest bands of all time if they only released this album.
3D, Phil, what do you guys got?
I you know what? Kind of can't disagree with that. Probably 3 of my favorite Kiss songs are on this album. So
So
you know.
so what songs do we got on this album? Let's go through the highlights. We got Strutter, right?
yeah, great song.
Cold Gin.
Cold Gin.
Cold Gin, great song.
We got Black Diamond on here, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess what you've got with this record is
Induce.
fuck. And
Yeah.
so maybe
Kiss
you're
is
right,
not-
Hollywood. I scoffed at that a little bit, but let's be honest, they still play all 4 of those songs.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
20 albums in, and they still play all 4.
every
So here's
fucking song.
where I stand on that is I still think that would be an iconic record and people would look back fondly of Kiss. But had they not progressed and written more albums, because you got to remember that album didn't do well. We love
No.
it now because Alive and Destroyer blew them through the fucking roof. Those
Yeah.
first 3 albums sold like pure garbage. And so, you know, would we even know about those songs had not Alive and Destroyer happened?
That's a good
Yo.
point. That's a very good point, actually.
That's a
never
good
thought of it
point.
that way.
How about this? I'm going to say this too, with exactly what he says. And I'm going to say that this album, Kiss, would not have become anything other than some old school cult band if it weren't for these faces, these 4 makeup wearing faces being on the front. If this had like some art cover, yeah, this album would be respected, but nothing would have happened.
Nobody would have
Yeah.
bought it. Yeah. I agree.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, when we talk about Kiss, I think it's important that not only are we talking about the fucking songs and the music, but the album covers and the imagery for these bands, especially those
Yes.
early records, they
Yes.
they grab your attention big time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, what's the worst song on this record?
The
About
love theme from
100,000
Kiss,
years.
man. So
Oh,
see,
Chris said 100,000 years.
Yo,
Yeah.
I
agree.
agree.
Oh,
Yeah, 100,000 years, like it's not bad. The live version killed it for me because you know I've watched so many DVDs, I've seen them live. I heard the live version so many times. I hate the 13-minute interlude. The, Do you feel all right? You know,
Yeah.
and it's I'm so tired of that song. My least favorite on this album though is Love Theme because I hate instrumentals. But
Yo. I'm right
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah.
kissing time for me. Fuck that song.
Yeah, that's right. That song sucks. Fuck that
Sorry,
song.
I gotta be.
I
gotta
love that
agree.
song. I love that song.
Yo, they wrote that song about me in 3D.
Yo, little bit of trivia that most people out there probably know. They didn't even write that song. They fucking covered that song because here's how you know. That's a song about kissing. Kiss ain't about kissing despite their name. The only reason they called their band Kiss is they couldn't call it fuck because they're about fucking. That song's about kissing. Fuck kissing time. It's fucking time, baby.
Yep.
Wait, so hold on. You're saying Kiss has performed songs that they didn't write?
No. I'm saying that back in the day, if somebody came to Kiss and they were like, hey man, I know you're new, but here's a cool little song, they'd be like, okay. 2 to 3 years in, after they had established their fucking ways, they'd be like, no, man, you need to make it fucking time and throw in some stuff about getting somebody in the ass because we're about that. And if you don't believe me, what's that fucking song called? Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're taking like Nothing to Lose is like it's very apparent, but they're still being nonchalant. They're not saying, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. What's gonna happen? You know, like they're saying you got nothing.
That's true. That's true. But if you can find me a part in Pussy Ass Kissing Time where there's a sexual innuendo, I'll give you the Sexual Innuendo Discoverer Championship Award because it ain't there because some pussy wrote it and they ain't talking about fucking. And I say that's not kissing. Hollywood agrees with me.
Yo,
Yeah,
I wish this album was
Black Diamond about fucking?
faster.
Yeah, dude, Black Diamond's about somebody's shit-covered asshole. You didn't know that?
I feel like Black Diamond is like the beginning of Paul Stanley's like introspective like songwriting with empathy.
I thought it was about skiing. He just liked skiing on the Black Diamond.
Yo. You fucking dork. Yo, Hollywood, I know we only got a few seconds left. Hollywood, do you think Paul Stanley comes Black Diamonds?
Yes, he does. He does, and I
sounds-
fucking drink them.
That sounds so painful for both of you. Not only ejecting, diamonds out of your dick, but then drinking it down. Like that just feels like it would cut your throat and your bum on the way out, my man.
It's the power of the Star Child. Oh shit, we got to switch.
Boom.
All right.
Yo, here's the
next
question.
album.
Does that look like kissing time? Does that look like kissing time? Does that look like kissing time? Now, I think this is brilliant because when you look at this record, you think they are a world famous band, right?
Yeah.
Not really.
That's
No?
the first one I had on vinyl. That's the first one I got on vinyl.
I've never been partial to the Hotter Than Hell artwork. Like, it looks okay, but like, I don't. Maybe it's just because we were born and like listening to it like 50 years later. But like, it just looks like a bunch of newspaper clippings and like shit glued together. Like, it doesn't like. I don't know. Like, they look awesome, but it just doesn't speak to me.
Yo, it looks like Walmart tried to make a T-shirt design. They're like Godzilla works, and so does Kiss, and they combined it together.
For me, it's like it looks like a fucking like a collection of like fucking serial killer porn or some shit.
Oh, see,
Real fucking like everything, like it's everything is just like fucking stitched together, and it's just fucking nasty and dirty.
and here's the reason I say, does this look like a world famous band is not because of the art design, but when you see it, when let's say you're flipping through your records in your record store and you go like, is this a Japanese import? Like, what is this? Like, why is everything in more than one language? Because I think the gimmick was they want you to believe that they're selling multiple millions of copies in other countries, and maybe you got like a rare one. You know what I mean? The marketing brains of Kiss, I always wondered if that's what happened.
It's very symmetrical too. The cover.
Christopher Epley says,
Very
"Watching you is the
symmetrical.
best song on the record."
What?
Yeah, that's what
Dude.
Christopher Epley said.
Yo, I got mad respect for Christopher Epley, but I respectfully disagree.
Yo, to be
Parasite.
honest,
Oh,
my two favorite songs on this album are "Let Me Go, Rock and Roll" and "Coming Home," man. Like those, and like "Going Blind's" a close third, but those are the ones that I like.
Parasite, number one.
Yeah, I agree
Me
on that
too.
one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I got to go Parasite.
Parasite's that's probably one of my top 5, I'd say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember when I was younger and I heard Hotter Than Hell, the song, I always, going forward, imagined that it was way heavier than it is, because I think the presentation of that record, the title, and the weird serial killer pornography on the back makes you think you've got a hold of something pretty heavy, but you listen back and you're like, it's not that heavy at all.
Yeah.
Now, 3D, I think the reason you gravitate towards Let Me Go, Rock and Roll, and is the same reason you gravitate towards Kissin' Time, because you like the fucking Chuck Berry shit, and they got a little bit of that on a few of their early records. Yeah.
Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. I don't know, like I think when I hear "Let Me Go, Rock and Roll," it kind of hits me the same way that "I Want to Be Somebody" by Wasp does. You know, like it's like, fuck yeah, I want to go rock and roll. Like hell yeah, dude. And then I don't know, like I just like the, you makes me want to bounce side to side. I don't know. But yeah, that definitely has the guitar tone, that like it's just good. I love it.
For me, I find myself appreciating Kiss's discography the further I get into it. Now, later on, there's a point where it tapers off, but like they did get a little heavier and kind of that original rock and roll vibe. They left some of that behind, and I think I gravitate more towards that because I come from like a pretty, like I was always looking for the heavier stuff, where I really didn't necessarily what's going on? 3D again, but no. What the fuck?
I'm joining through the Zoom app so that whenever I have the camera on my laptop sucks total dog shit. So I have my phone up here, and then I'm watching you guys on here, and I'm getting everything like 4 seconds. So like whenever you were like, look at the murder porn, I didn't see it until like 4 seconds later. So just let me in.
Yeah, but then there's going to be 2 different pictures of you on the screen.
No, I'm joining without video and audio. The next, I won't exist.
He's gonna be there.
Just like
I clicked
John. It'll be like Mark John.
2 shows.
Yeah, you got 2 videos on there.
Man, I told it no.
Kick him out.
Let me see if I can kick you out.
Hold on. Now see, it says start video.
There, I can hide you.
Yeah, hide me.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts on Hotter Than Hell? I like this record better than the first record for me.
I don't like it better. Watching You is a very fucking good song. When Christopher said that is a very fucking good song. But I feel like on this record, Strange Ways is a sleeper.
I agree.
It's a very good track, very solid. And Peter Criss, like, you can hate on Peter Criss for being this or that, but his fucking vocals on that song were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's a long ways off from That's the Kind of Sugar Papa Likes. It might be his best performance.
Yeah, it's not as good as that one. That one is superior, but
so I mean, the worst part is this fucking whatever that is.
Yep.
That's not good.
Next
next record. Hold on a minute.
Shit.
So, of course, now we're talking about Dress to Kill. Kiss's fucking 3rd record. God damn. I used to think that Dress to Kill was a shitty cover, but when I look back at it now, I still think that it's a shitty cover, so nothing has changed for me.
I like it. It's a cool photo, but like, yeah, as an album cover, it's a little lackluster.
Should have been the in sleeve.
Yeah.
It's cool, but not cool. Like,
I
should
think
have been the in sleeve.
Yeah, because a big part of like my liking of Kiss is their full stage get up.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
if I thought that they wore suits and the makeup, I wouldn't like that. And so if I'm a little
Oh.
kid or a teenager, I'm like, who the fuck is this? The Bee Gees in makeup? Fuck that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Bee Gees are good though.
Well, and that may even be true. That may even be true, but as a metalhead, you're not
Yeah.
going for no Bee Gees, right?
No, I know
no.
you everything you listen to in the van is like,
Yeah.
but you can't deny the dick grab on the cover.
Yeah. There's
That
a little
I feel
bit
like
action.
I feel like that makes up for it a little bit, right? Would you at least agree to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think visually it's a little incongruent, but I wish he would have like now Hollywood. There's some photos of you grabbing your dick and you get a nice big handful, not like a little Michael Jackson little adjustment. And I wish he would have done that, you know.
Yo, Hollywood does. Whenever he grabs that thing, man, it's like a full-on banana twist.
Dude, when he grabs it, it's like the most stressed out angry man in the world grabbing a stress ball for the first time. It explodes and falls outside. So who really likes this record? I like this record, but it's not one of my faves. Who really digs on this one?
Yo, I like
I'm
this.
in Room Service.
Yeah,
Room Service. Fuck yeah. Room Service is, dude, the two songs that start this, Room Service and Two Timer, I fucking love those songs. Ladies in Waiting is good. Getaway, I can go without. I think Rock Bottom is actually a great follow-up to Black Diamond. You know, obviously Black Diamond's better because it has the more theatrical ambience and build-up. But Rock Bottom, I love that. You know, that pretty and then straight into that boom, like the drums and shit. Like, I think it's a great song. I think it's really underrated.
Agreed. And if anybody out here listens to the band Ghost, they have a song called Spokesonaut that very much reminds me of the beginning of Rock Bottom. And so maybe somebody will listen and be like, whoa, Hollywood's a fucking genius. He was right. We'll see.
So
And then,
I have a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, on side 2, you know, it kicks off with "Come On and Love Me." I mean, you can't say you don't like that song. That's a great song.
There's a video of me when I'm a little kid, like 6 or 7, and I got my face painted like Paul Stanley, and I took Kool-Aid and drank it because I didn't know who was who, and I barfed it up and then lip synced to that song. So that's a big favorite of mine.
Anything for my baby, so and so. So I told V about this, but I don't think any of the other guys know. Growing up, I thought She was one of the most fucked up songs I ever heard because I didn't understand the lyrics, and like the part that stuck out to me the most was in my brain heard she has a brother doesn't even know, so I thought the song was about like some chick getting drunk and fucking her brother.
Oh,
Yo, I mean, and that's the thing.
Again.
When you're dealing with, that's it. When you're dealing with Kiss are masters of sexual innuendo. Whether it's you know, she didn't like the back door, but I did anyway. Whether it's she loves my 7-inch leather heels, all that shit. That's where Kiss is brilliant, because there were many times as a child too where I would hear something, even like just I knew what the lyrics were, but the fucking symbolism went over my head. Even the song Rise to It, up into my like late 20s, I went, I need a song to get me motivated. And I turned on Rise to It because I was going to rise to it. And then I went, God damn it, it's about a fucking dick.
I still use it to get motivated. I don't care.
Yeah, so do I. You know, it's a good motivation song. Like, you know, everybody listens to Gary Glitter's song, but they didn't know that he was listening to that when he was about to fuck a kid.
True. No, it's true.
Fucking
And
Gary.
that's like, as a dude, I mean, let's face it, you know, the Kiss fan base, Kiss gets chicks for sure, but by and large, there's more dudes that listen to it, and it is weird because you listen to a Kiss record and you're like, none of these, they don't want me at their shows. They clearly only want chicks at their shows. Yet, and that's the fate of the Jasons too. We don't want any dudes coming to our shows. We want sexy girls, and instead we got Dak fucking Taylor. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I will take anybody's money.
Next record.
I will squeeze anybody's ass, Dak Taylor. Let's go on.
We're on to Destroy It now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Boom. Yo, we got any comments in the chat? Hold on, let's do a quick chat check.
Chat check.
Dak Taylor said Peter Criss does his best Rod Stewart. I honestly can't disagree with that.
That's who he wanted to be. That's everything he wanted, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
He failed.
Christopher Epley said Getaway was the best off of the second record.
Yo, Christopher Epley's got some hot takes over there, doesn't he?
He's a
Then someone
secret.
said,
Like,
do you remember the Kiss action figure and Action League Now short from 1997?
Yeah, I got 4 copies of it. That was actually, they really did voice Gene. I think it was Gene and Paul actually voiced the characters on that show. If none of you guys ever watched it, it was a really weird show on, I think, Nickelodeon, and it was little action figures, and like one of them was the Melting Man, and that was his powers. He would just melt whenever stuff would happen. There was like, you had your like Thor rip off and your Wonder Woman rip off, and it was really fucking stupid. But it was also really fucking funny to like 9-year-old me play with my action figures while watching it.
Sure.
the Melting Man. I remember the Melting Man.
Yeah, the Melting Man. Kablam! Kablam is what it was called.
Larry Talbot sends us 1,000 cocks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is an insult to Phil. I hope not.
I think they're sending us 1,000 cocks because apparently we can get stars now, but instead of stars, he's sending us cocks. It's like a perverted Lucky Charms.
Yo, if you think about that though, 1,000 cocks is also 2,000 balls.
Ooh, that's true. Oh, look at that. So this record could be either the most overproduced or the most perfectly produced. I would like to know what Hollywood thinks about that.
It would be it's an overrated record, honestly, but it's also a very good record. I think it's very well produced, but it doesn't have some of the best songs on it, I feel.
I only really like 3 or 4 tracks on this record.
Agreed. 4 good songs, that's it.
Great Expectations is definitely the best track.
Get out of here. Fuck off.
The weird thing for this album,
I was offended.
I agree this album really only has like 4 good songs on it, but I will admit I love the sound of this album. Like, even though I only like love 4 songs, I can still sit down and listen to this whole album, especially like if I'm doing stuff around the house or something like that. But I like some of the songs like B doesn't like King of the Nighttime World. I think that song's great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. And like, so Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder, and then, Shout It Out Loud and Do You Love Me?
Yeah.
So that's, those are all great fucking songs.
I think for me, I know this being the album where I think they reached out a lot to try and do something bigger. And I think in many ways that was good. But to me, fucking Great Expectations is a perfect example of Gene Simmons kind of stroking his own dick and thinking that we want to watch. It's like, dude, I get it, but like, stop it. You just too much. It's too much. It's too self fucking filleting, masturbatory. yeah, you're right. I'm not big on King of the Nighttime World. I always thought it was kind of, the lyrics were kind of boneheaded and stuff, but I don't know. I don't connect with a lot of songs on this, but this was probably the thing that shot them into the stratosphere, you know?
Yep.
Aside from Alive, but I think it's kind of like, yeah, a lot of people bought Alive, but it's like studio album wise, this was the one, because that cover. I mean, how can you not buy this record with that cover?
It's one of the best covers of all time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure of the timeline, so I could be completely off here. But like, I mean, look at the jump in artwork from the first 3 albums, and then the changes. You went from like straightforward rock and roll to big sound, like ambience in the background, you know, a whole orchestra and all kinds of shit in certain areas. So like, were they competing with bands like The Who, Pink Floyd, and Boston and stuff like that at this time? Like, I'm like, who were like those bands of the mid 70s? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, with the big production and the big huge chorusy sound. Yeah.
And let's face it, Kiss was always, as much as Kiss is like, you know, maybe the greatest band ever, if not one of the top 2 or 3, you know, like Jason's and McRackins there together, then Kiss and the Ramones together. You know, they were always chasing the trend, and you can't fault them for that. Yeah. That's what they did to survive. But, you know, and I know this is coming up next, but this right here was a real, I think they felt like they overstepped it. So then they stripped it down, and you can even kind of tell that in the artwork. You know, it's like, this is just decadence and big. And I think after that, they were like, we need to go back to rock and roll a little bit. I do shit on the record because I only like 4 songs, but you can't deny the impact.
Yeah. But then they went to Love Gun right after that and went back to the Destroyer style artwork.
Yeah, but I think Love Gun, good point. I feel like Love Gun is a middle ground between this record and the big production, but not too much and not as stripped down as this record. I think there's like a middle ground. And that's why Love Gun, when we get there, is it's a good fucking record, right?
Yeah. Destroyer, the artwork alone, I mean, people that don't even like Kiss know what that is. You know, they've seen it, they know what it is. And I mean, like, look at, you know, Destroyer, Love Gun, and Rock and Roll Over. I mean, like, that's pretty much their 3 most used pieces of art in the entire history of the band.
Yeah.
And let's think about this too, you know, being fans of heavy music, you know, me, 3D, well, all of us really. I don't know, Phil, how much you delve into the heavier side of like metal and stuff, but I think a million bands started their journey into extreme metal because of God of Thunder, because it's the fucking, it's the demon, it's the face paint, it's the blood, all of that shit contained in one song. I don't think a lot of heavy bands would exist today without that. I don't think it would happen. I don't think it would have happened.
Yeah. And also on Destroyer and the Destroyer 2, that's whenever Gene stopped using Gibson basses and he switched to a custom bass where he had the custom cut binding underneath of the neck because he got the armor, so he wanted to start using less heavier instruments. And it wasn't until Rock and Roll Over where he first started adding studs.
All right, time's up, 3D.
Yo, next record, let's go.
Yo, so here's the best part about this is everybody here on this screen right now has parodied this album cover.
Because of me.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's so fucking perfect. Everybody has a little background that symbolizes who they are and what they're about. I mean, it's fucking, this is maybe one of the greatest album covers of all time, maybe better than Destroyer. I don't know. It's hard. It's just so perfect.
The cover
it's
is much
easier.
better than the album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the album fine, but the cover I feel like surpasses the record.
Wow.
It's, you know what, the artwork, you know, it sticks better out to the eye with the bold lines and solid colors. Like, you know, shading and heavy art is a beautiful thing, but there's a whole nother level of art whenever you can make something that iconic without any shading whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like, look at the old cartoons. The old cartoons, the background will be filled with shading. Now, I think this is more because of what they could do at the time. But even to this day, it's a technique they still use. The background is extremely detailed, you know, looks almost realistic at times. But the characters on screen always are just generic, basic, you know. And like, I think it's more because of what they can do. But the characters also pop out better. You're able to pay more attention to the characters because there's not that much going on. And I learned that at a young age, and it actually ruined a lot of movies for me because I started to pay attention. Like in what's that? What are those movies with all the dinosaurs, the baby dinosaurs?
The Land Before Time.
Yeah. So I would watch anytime something scary was about to happen. You could see the leaves. There'd be leaves over here with no shading. 2 seconds later, a motherfucker jumped out of the leaves, and you know what? It ruined it for the rest of my life.
Yo, I think you're right. You know, this record, you compare the two, and I mean, Kiss is all about the visuals, but there's a lot of symbolism. This is full of little details and little intricacies, and everything on that is stripped down. And you listen to the production, and it is also very stripped down. And to me, I didn't always feel this way, but this record has become my favorite of the makeup era Kiss, and I'm excluding the shit like I'm talking what I'm considering like the Peter Criss Kiss. You know what I mean? Like that era. This record, I don't know what it is, if it's the vibe, if it's the fucking feel of the record, but I can go back to this one and go all the way through. Whereas the ones before it, I skipped songs.
Every song on this album except for Baby Driver is fucking awesome, and I don't hate Baby Driver, but it's like,
yo, I think that song sucks. That song sucks.
I think it's a decent song, but compared to the rest of the album, it looks like shit. It sounds like shit.
Yo, ever since Peter Criss rhymed hooligan and schooligan, I started hating his butt. And by Baby Driver, I fucking hate his fucking voice.
Did Peter even write hooligan schooligan?
Yo, even if he didn't, he should have been like, I'm not gonna say that because then Jason V will hate me forever. He didn't understand.
So what's everyone's favorite off of this one? I'll start. I've always had a thing for Mr. Speed, man. That song, fucking just fucking so good. After that, yeah, fucking Chris knows what's up. Funny story about this album, real quick, is the first Kiss album I ever had was The Very Best Of, and it had all the the big songs. And so Ma was driving me around, and I would force her to let me take that CD everywhere we went, man. And Hard Luck Woman came on, and like I'm sitting there singing along to it, and my mom's like, "That's not a Kiss song, that's a Garth Brooks song." And I was like, and like she fought me over this. I was like, "No, it's a Kiss song. Garth Brooks covered it." She was like, "No, I'm pretty sure that's a Garth Brooks song." I had to stand like.
How did Mom drive without any arms or legs?
Yeah, good question. Whose mom were you driving around with?
Yo, she didn't die till we were 8.
Well, that's true. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Since we're all the same age. That's right. Since we're all the same age. I'm young.
Well, she couldn't have had me after she got her head cut off.
She could. It's possible. There've been. I mean, no, that's impossible. You're right. Yo, sometimes I forget our own history of how we are actually brothers, But okay, yo, I'm just gonna say, and then I'll let everybody go. I Want You. That song. That's my favorite from this record because when I was a little kid, when Mom was driving us around, because we're the same age, when we were 8, I used to think Paul Stanley's gonna go kill somebody. He's on a fucking mission of vengeance. Then I become older and I realize, nope, it's about his dick again. But hey, let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you a question. What do you think this line is talking about? In the morning, I raise my head. Is that about a real head, or is it about his cock?
God.
Well, so that's a hard one. Get it? You know, because in the morning I raise my head and I think of a
Days gone by.
Days gone by.
And I'm
So like,
thinking the days gone by.
so he would have had to have been dreaming about here whenever he woke up, and then just kept thinking about it. You ever have like a sex dream that you wake up raging, and then you just think about that dream while you crank one off?
Yo, let's just instead of doing a show of hands, if you've ever done that, wear a costume or a mask right now. Go. Boom.
Yo, next record.
Wait, we got to get everybody's favorite song. Hollywood and Phil, what you got?
I hate to agree with you because I always like to do the opposite. I Want You is the best fucking song on here.
High five. Boom.
It's a great song. That is a great song.
Yeah, I like that, but you know, it's cheesy and everything, but Calling Dr. Love. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yo,
Always like that song. Always
real
liked
quick.
that song.
I was in a lip sync contest when I was young, when we were all
How many lip
children.
sync contests have you done?
I've done a number of lip sync contests, including every single Jason's show, by the way. But there was a church and they did a Valentine's Day dance, and I brought my friends and we did Calling Dr. Love, and we beat the people that had the religious programs, because the power of rock and roll is the really only religion. And that night I kissed a girl for the first time, and I was fucking Dr. Love, boys. I was Dr. Love.
All thanks to Gene.
That's true.
Yo, Hard Luck Woman. I know that's like a hit, but that song's great.
Really?
Wow, you can't deny it.
Really?
I know. Yeah. It just
I mean,
does
it's a
something
great
for me.
song. Yo, did you ever
Yeah.
watch the video of that song though?
No.
Yo, watch the video of that song, because it starts off with the most awkward bullshit you'll ever see. So it's zoomed in and it's Ace's hand playing a guitar, and then as it zooms out, you realize it's a double neck SG, and Paul Stanley is pressed against him playing the other neck of the guitar.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Fucking sandwiched with that guitar, man.
Yo, that's like an Accept video. Love Gun.
Love Gun, all right.
I don't have my copy of Love Gun here, but
I've got
there
3
you go.
copies of it, so we good. I got 3 copies.
Yo, this
Um,
record is nearly perfect.
This to me,
I had the
Yo, go ahead, 3D.
okay. I had the like, I don't know, man. Like, I think I went a long time without listening to this, and then like I was bored one day and I put it on, and like it kind of reinvented my love a little bit, because like, you know, I put it on, and like, you know, the first whole side is all great. I Saw You Love, Christine 16, all that stuff. But man, like Love Gun came on, and like I got like those chills for the first time you hear it and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I'd recommend everybody like just not listening to this album for like a year and then come back, and like the way it just hits you, man. It's like, holy shit.
This
Yeah,
to
this
me- Oh,
this
go ahead.
record. Go ahead, Hollywood.
I got to get this out before I forget. This to me is the fucking peak of the classic era of Kiss. It's not necessarily my favorite Kiss album, but if you're talking about the one where everybody in the band played on the actual fucking record, this is the best one, hands down.
Yeah. I can agree.
It was when we went and saw Kiss the last time. It was during this song where I had this epiphany, and I'm watching fucking Paul Stanley up there, and I swear to God, I was just like, these people, these guys, this band even at this age, like they're Paul Stanley's voice is going. You know, we know what Kiss sounds like now, but watching that live, listening to that song, hearing that fucking all the fucking guitar riffs, the lyrics, I went, these guys are gods. They're fucking gods among men. And man, this maybe this is the best Kiss song ever. I don't know. It's real fucking close. But everything about this record is mind-blowing. The cover is like, to me, it's Destroyer plus. It's better than Destroyer.
Yeah.
I still laugh. Ever since that guy pointed out the floating head in the background, it cracks me up every time I see it now. But it does this. But this album is fucking great, man. So like, you guys hate covers and you hate too girly of songs. So how do you guys feel about Then She Kissed Me?
Fucking great. Love it.
Yep. That's also a cover. The original is really good too, but I like the Kiss version.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, I think I might just have a problem when Kiss covers songs about actually kissing somebody. That's what I'm just realizing here.
You know, I think we could all agree that the best song on the record, though, at least V's favorite, is Hooligan.
No. Dude, who fucking wrote Hooligan? Can somebody find out? Because whoever rhymes fucking hooligan with schooligan is stupid.
It was Peter Criss.
Peter Criss and Stan Penridge.
That's some guy I've never heard of.
Man, I'll tell you what. I don't know. That's the thing. Like so me and 3D were cracking up today because we did a podcast with a guy and we ranked Kiss members and we put Peter Criss last. And the Kiss fans are losing their mind. They want to lynch us. They want to burn us and kill us. They think we're idiots. Some guy was mad because we said that Ace couldn't play his solos, and the guy said this, Hollywood. He goes, well, actually, no, guitar solos are never written. They're improvised all the time. And I was like, oh, you clearly never fucking played in the band, you fucking loser. So
has he ever heard music at all? Like,
yeah, dude.
Seriously. Like, listen to Ozzy Osbourne. If anybody does the guitar solo for Bark at the Moon or for Crazy Train wrong, people want to fucking murder that guy.
Kill him. Yeah.
Well, yeah. According to this fucking guy, solos are never written because I want to be Michelangelo, master myself, radio, fucking that guy. But they wanted to burn us alive because we said Peter Criss sucked. But let me find me a Peter Criss fan and you defend fucking Schooligan to me and I'll fucking tell you why you're goddamn wrong. Schooligan doesn't belong in a song. That's the kind of Sugar Papa likes don't belong in a song. Peter Criss sucks. His makeup sucks. That's all there is to it.
Yo, as a drummer, kind of, I actually hate the way he plays drums. I hate how shuffly it is. For real, I mean, it's fine. It does what it does. But I'll tell you, on like the live tracks later on when it's different people playing drums, those songs sound tighter to me.
Yo, okay. I wish Spot would have made it because we almost had Spot. I want to know what Spot thinks of Peter Criss because he's a drummer and he's also Peter Criss's counterpart, the dog. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You can get away with being a dog when you're rolling with a couple of eggs. You know, that makes sense, right? It didn't make sense to me until I realized that he was a descendant of Peter Criss. But the McRackins are a band. All right, that timer don't matter because we're talking about a man, not an album. Real quick. So,
that needs to be an album name. A man, not an album.
A man. so like, when you're rolling with a band that is very tongue-in-cheek and comedic and funny, you can be a dog. But when your counterparts are the fucking star child, the man who's going to fuck every girl in the world, the demon, and the fucking space ace, and the best you can come up with is I shit in a box and walk around and make more of myself on the fucking street. Fuck Peter Criss and that cat makeup.
real quick, and then we'll move on to the next one. Everybody's favorite song.
Caster.
Oh wow, Love
Sorry.
Gun.
Love Gun or I Stole Your Love?
Yeah, that for me, this is actually a hard one. I love Love Gun, but I'm a dork, and I think Tomorrow Night is such a fun song to just listen to.
It's a very good song.
Love Gun or Shock Me.
Oh,
That's an underrated song on this album because it's so the album is so good. On many other records, that might have been the best song, but on this record, it's got a lot of contenders.
it was really
Now,
good.
see-
Oh, go ahead.
Yo, you go ahead.
I was just going to say it was really good on the Freedom to Rock tour to see Ace Frehley do Shock Me again.
That's, for those of you unaware, Ace Frehley was not on that tour. That was Tommy Thayer.
What we like to call Tommy Thayer in the Jason's household is Uber Ace. Yo, Phil. So what do you think about Kiss and the new members wearing the makeup? How do you feel about that?
So let's get serious here. And I know you guys have talked about this before. So many people say it's kind of like a tribute band now, right? But it's not.
No.
Certain members of my family call it half Kiss, which it kind of is, right? It's half Kiss, right?
But it's been half Kiss since 1982.
Yeah, exactly. So I've seen them, I don't know how many times in the last 10 years, 3 times, 4 times. I don't care. I love it. I think it's great. Whatever. That's what people know them as from the originals. Why the fuck not? Right? Why not?
Yep.
I don't care.
Personally, I feel a type of way if you're taking someone's image and trying to pretend it's you and it was really somebody else.
I mean,
we would never do that in this band.
No,
yeah, but you
never.
know what? Who knows? We could have. I could just be the show Phil. I could not be the playing Phil or
I just lost a lot of weight.
Phil. I could be totally different, right? We could do it. We could get away with it.
So did you guys ever think when you lost Tommy that maybe we'll just put the chicken head on somebody? Because you could have, right?
No, never. Wasn't a thought. Not a chance. No. And when it happened, and we had a fill-in drummer before Spot for I think 1 show, maybe 2 shows, that didn't really have a character and just wore a big nylon with some paper towel and stuff, so he looked like a big conehead dick. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But we'll take Spot. No chickens again. No, it was too hard when the Colonel came and got him. We were so broken up that we didn't want to have to do that again. So we got a dog instead. It was easier.
Yo, so I'm over here having a fucking crisis because I'm thinking I might have eaten Tommy the chicken. Who knows?
Exactly. Any one of you guys could have, right? Who knows?
Oh,
yeah.
We don't know where he went. They just loaded him in a truck and he was gone. So
holy shit. Holy shit, bro.
Yo, man, if he was a chicken finger, he tasted great.
Chicken finger.
Yo, do you know how fucking Tommy's mom got pregnant?
No.
She got chicken fingered. No? All right. Speaking of things that people don't approve of, this was the dividing line right here, man. This is when a lot of people jumped off. I wasn't even a Kiss fan when this record came out, but it fucking lost them a lot of respect in the hard rock community. What do you guys think?
So before I ever had a copy of this record, I would hear "I Was Made for Loving You" on YouTube and stuff like that. It took me years to even kind of like that song. Like it really had to grow on me. Like I would always chuckle whenever he did. Like I would always laugh when he would hit that note, man. And overall, the album, I really love Sure Knows Something. Charisma's pretty good. Save Your Love's all right. I don't really listen to this album all that much.
Yeah, I don't think I even have a favorite song off this album, to be honest. This is where my Kiss knowledge kind of drops off for a while. So, yeah.
Yo, I'll
the
say
opening track is probably the only track that was half decent, I think. But you know,
the song,
I'm just gonna.
The songs are
Hollywood.
So long. The songs are so long. Yo, so do you like this record? I know me and Hollywood are about to suck this record's dick real hard. So what do you think about this one, Hell?
I thought it was boring. It was hard to get through. The songs are too long.
Yeah.
I'm broken.
Yeah.
Dude.
If a song is longer than 3 minutes, I like get confused and start shitting myself. But
Yo, this record for me is one of my favorites because this is a showcase of Gene Simmons fucking you with his bass lines. This whole record's got nothing but strut to it. It's got attitude. I wasn't old enough. When I was a kid, disco wasn't a thing. So I didn't hate disco. I did not like disco. I remember I heard Johnny Rotten's band Public Image Ltd. And they were singing Death to Disco. And I was like, well, what if that's disco? What is this fucking new wave bullshit? I don't like this either. But I think this record is almost perfect, except it's got that Rolling Stones cover. Don't like it. X-Ray Eyes isn't too bad. But when you want to like fuck a girl.
Isn't that a Beatles cover?
No,
Stones.
Stones.
My album cover. My brain went to album cover. The album cover is inspired by a Beatles photo shoot.
Yep.
Never mind.
Dude, Sure Knows Something. I Was Made for Loving You. Charisma. Fucking. There are some great songs on this record. But for me, it's just all about the fucking bass lines. They're so fucking good on this record.
Sure Know Something is a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that.
Whole fucking record is a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. It's poppy and disco-y, yes, but it's also, if you really listen to it, it's fucking like dark underneath, and I feel like it's kind of cold in a way. I think this fucking record's amazing. I listen to it top to bottom over and over again. Love every fucking thing about it.
Oh yeah, somebody's this one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas Fibes, he knows his shit, and he's saying this, even though you got this guy on the cover, he didn't have a whole lot to do with this record. And that's probably why it's good. And what's the worst fucking track on this record? Fucking Dirty Living, because Peter Criss sings it.
Yeah. So the most iconic thing Peter Criss ever did in the band was suck Ace Frehley's dick.
Yeah, he did.
The chef.
Look, dude, that's fucking cool. That's a fucking cool image, man. I'm
glad that you like it. I'm really glad you like it.
I love it too. I got it, man. I gotta say, I fucking love it. This album, Love Gun, fucking Unmasked, and Creatures of the Night make like the Black Diamond of fucking perfect Kiss albums for me.
Yep.
It looks like a blacklight poster you buy at Spencer Gifts.
Can we start using Firkin? I want to start saying Firkin from now on. I like that word.
Hey, let me just say this. Dirty Living was written by 3 people. It was written by 3 fucking people. The Human Centipede. It took a Human Centipede to write this song, and it sucks the same amount of ass.
Oh, will you at least give Peter Criss credit for having a really fucking cool voice?
No. Rod Stewart has a cool voice,
No
and Peter Criss
hesitation.
sounds like a budget Rod Stewart. Oh, listen, man. After somebody says hooligan, schooligan, their voice sounds bad to me.
Next record.
Next record. Yo, but Hollywood, I will agree with you. This record is fucking magical.
Yeah. Unmasked is by far the most underrated piece of work Kiss has ever done. Like, because Asylum, because Dynasty was so bad, it ruined what the legacy of Unmasked could have been. So many songs on this album are fucking amazing, man. It starts off, "Is that you? Cats dripping on a bar stool. I didn't know what that meant till you told me it meant pussy's dripping." And that's fucking awesome. Goes straight into Shandy, one of the greatest love songs ever written. "Talk to Me" is okay. It's good. It's okay. "Naked City," fucking amazing. "What Makes the Girl Roll Around" is fun. It's a fun song. But then you get to "Tomorrow." And I don't know why it took me so long to really hear "Tomorrow," but holy fuck is that song amazing.
Dude, and I actually was curious to ask Phil, but I've realized now you don't roll too far past your fucking Dynasty. But to me, when I hear this power pop masterpiece, because I agree, Unmasked is fucking brilliant from top to bottom. Maybe a couple too many Ace songs, fucking Torpedo Girl, maybe too much. But this is like, to me, I would have thought, I wouldn't have been surprised if you would have said, Phil, like, yeah, man, we roll hard with fucking Unmasked because it's power pop at its fucking best.
The rest of them maybe, but I don't, honestly, I don't think there's a song on this album that I like.
Oh,
Really? Holy
Sorry.
shit!
Yo,
Yeah, I don't
Holy
think there's-
shit!
Yeah.
you agree with Phil?
I agree with Phil.
Wow.
This record doesn't.
Not
do-
even one. Not even one.
No. And you know what? I'll be completely honest. I remember when this album came out and I remember getting it and listening to it. And I think I gave it 3 or 4 tries. And I don't think I've listened to it since.
Do you feel like, do all of you guys, I'm just curious, do you feel like this album was kind of made, I don't think so, but I do get the sense from some people that it felt like it was almost made for a younger audience.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, look at that album art.
Yeah.
I don't.
mean-
I don't. Explain further, because I don't get that. I don't understand.
I think because at this point, and like I said, I think this is a brilliant album, but it's just got a vibe of like, it doesn't have that hard edge of like, you know, when you hear God of Thunder, that's something that your parents go, whoa, 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 you can't bring this in the house. I mean, back in the day, you know. Now,
but like there was no songs like that on the last 3 records.
I got you on that. I got you on that, but let me follow through. So that sort of hard vibe, that feel, it felt like Kiss was maybe pushing further and further into like, what audience can we find? All the metalheads, when Dynasty came out, were like this, and Kiss was like, fuck, what are we going to do? Now, next record, they went back to their roots, but it never made sense to me. And I like this cover, but if you see this from afar, your parents are going to go, this is some kiddie shit. What is this? Fuck yeah, I don't care. Go ahead and buy it.
See, this album to me, it sounds like, you know, Dynasty was too far this way. And so, like, to me, this album feels like they were trying to get back to the rock and roll over days. You know what I mean? Like, they were trying to get more rock and roll back in there, but still leaving elements of disco so that they still had, like, to me, it was they had this pile of fans and this pile of fans, and they didn't want to lose either one. So then they put it together to make this record. And, like, that's the way I view it, because, like, the songs, they're still dance to kind of songs, but they're still big songs too. But, like, and I don't know, man. I mean, like you said, you got the first songs about, you know, making women wet, and then, like, you got She's So European about shaving her pussy and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I just hear like a nice dance album, you know, like not even like a whole Saturday night kind of shit. Like, just like, you know, you get You got the lights going on everywhere, and you can have a good old time.
And that's it. I think at this point, Kiss, it was almost like, you know, if you were a metalhead back in the day, you're gonna spit all over this. We're lucky because we weren't of the age where we were so up our own asses that we would have turned our noses up at this as much as some people did. Because I think, and I understand, because I think when you listen to it later on, you get like, you almost get a new perspective where, like, I can imagine if I were a huge Kiss fan and this had came out, I would have been like, what the fuck? You know, I would have been pissed. But because I didn't hear it till later, like, I heard it all at once. So I think it was easier for me to just see it as this eclectic thing, when I can really imagine if I'm loving Kiss and then all of a sudden they turn into this, I would be pissed. But it's almost like a matter of perspective. My brother was way older than me, right? And he fucking hated Kiss during this time. And I think it's because he saw the progression from this thing he loved to this, whereas me and you, I think me and you, 3D, got it all at once, and it was just like, oh, everything's fucking different, you know? So I get why people hate it, but I also love it.
It did chart number one in Norway and number one in New Zealand.
Really?
Is anyone
Oh, yo. That's where Simmons Claus comes from, man.
I'm ready.
Like, following up with what V said, and like I kind of wonder, like, when's the last time you listened to this album? So, because maybe, like, even me being younger than everybody, you know, whenever I first found Kiss, you know, I did everything I could do to learn as much as I possibly could. You know, I was watching TV specials, I was buying DVDs, I was watching YouTube videos, reading articles. I bought magazines just for one little, you know, snippet. Like, I wanted to know everything. And whenever you're going down that rabbit hole, you know, I would listen to a lot of people tell me that I wasn't supposed to like this album, and I wasn't supposed to like anything from the 80s. And so really, up until I met V and him and I kind of went on this journey together, I had missed like 3 or 4 of the albums from the 80s, like Crazy Nights. You know, I didn't discover that until V put it on. Like, I knew some of the songs off of the music videos and all that stuff, but like Hot in the Shade and Crazy Nights, I'd never listened to because I was told that they were bad albums and not to listen to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like that thing. Like, what's that?
Sorry, I think those last 2 are the ones that I have to revisit.
Yeah,
like, you know, give them another kind of try, right? I think been so. Years since I listened to either of them, so
yeah, it's really weird because I think I listened to so much Kiss in the makeup years when I was young that when I started, when I kind of delved back in, it was like I was kind of like, yeah, I've heard all that, but then my synapses in my brain started lighting up when I heard all this different new shit to me. So maybe that'll happen for you too, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, 3D is a big part of that for me, because when we met, I was like, yeah, man, I don't know about those new fucking Kiss records. And I'm talking about, you know, like Monster and Sonic Boom. And he was like, no, man, like, that's my Kiss, you know, like, they're part of it too. It kind of brought me around. And, you know, I try my best not to be I'm closed-minded with music, but when it comes to Kiss, I try to be as open-minded as Gene Simmons's groupie's legs, just as open as
Yo, Paul said that he's nailed some big groupies, so they might be some big legs.
We're good.
What about you, Hollywood? I know Hollywood himself took a long trip away from Kiss for reasons we won't get into. Yeah. But you know, before you left your Kiss fandom, did you have any kind of stigma towards albums that, like, you didn't even listen to?
Not really. Like, a little bit, like some of the 80s stuff, and I'm not talking about like all 80s Kiss, but like, yeah, I probably didn't give Animalize its fair due and that kind of stuff. But yeah, as far as like makeup era Kiss, I was fine with everything. Some, Animalized, probably I didn't give it fair due. And then everything else, like, yeah, I don't know. The whole Tommy and Eric thing is a kind of a weird thing to start talking about, I guess. But I don't hold any ill will. I think they wrote some good songs with them. And honestly, if they would have done some of those songs off later albums with the original members, people would say they're the greatest songs Kiss ever did, just for
Yeah.
nostalgia's sake. So, but yeah, I pretty much love everything that Kiss has done,
Are we going on to the Elder?
including the Elder.
I think we should let Hell start on this one.
Yo, I'm gonna say it. This is the worst piece of shit I've ever listened to. It's a fucking waste of my goddamn time. It's so bad. And listen, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. If this was not a Kiss record, no one would like this. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Whoa. It sounds like fucking rejected power metal that even power metal people are like, fuck this dumb shit.
Yo, what? Let me say 2 words. Let me say 2 words, and I need a response from you. The Oath. The fucking Oath. That's the heaviest Kiss song of all fucking time. The fucking Oath.
That might be like the
Dude,
only
the song I is fucking tough, man. Like the first time
Yeah,
I
but this
heard that, I was
album
like,
literally opens up like a fucking reject D&D table. It's so bad. So bad.
No,
He's not
No,
wrong
no,
about
no.
the D&D shit. He's not wrong about that.
Dak says it's worse than the Peter Criss solo album. I will agree.
Oh, Dak Taylor, you get the fuck out of here.
You know
Come
what?
on.
You know what kind of sugar Papa doesn't like? This piece of shit.
yo, V, you remember the time? Speaking of D&D, do you remember the time the Elder got played at a gaming session?
It should be played at every gaming session. I do, Hollywood. Me and Hollywood tried to play a board game once. Man, fucking talk about hell being on top of shit. We were playing a fantasy type board game that is a very long, it's not D&D, but it's close.
Life.
And
It's the game of life.
we named all the characters after Kiss, and we played the Elder, but our wives and girlfriends, our wives, talked the whole time, and we didn't get to play much, but we had a good time anyway. But let me say this, okay. I Am Just a Boy. That was a real sticking point for me because his vocals are up there. But I like Blind Guardian. I like shit like that. I like fucking Boston. So what's the deal? The biggest mistake is that Kiss is not anywhere on this album. And I think
it's the cover. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo, they're just getting ready to play some D&D.
it's pretentious. It's pretentious.
They're just like, look at our gaming spread. We're ready.
dude, overall, it's not my favorite album, but I love like the second half of this record, man. Like Mr. Blackwell, A World Without Heroes, and those are great songs.
I'll be honest. I got through it twice. Maybe third time's a charm. Maybe third time's a charm.
The Oath. Yo, we got to see Kiss play I almost came.
Yeah,
It was that good,
that was what 3D refers to as the Monarchy show.
Yeah.
You remember when you called it the Monarchy concert?
Oh yeah. Oh, you fucking rich people out there.
I'll
Fuck
never
yeah.
Yo,
I
that
forgot
record.
about that.
I'll never forget.
Tell me, yes or no. Should this record have its own role-playing game where we can
Yes.
each play a member of Kiss? Holy fuck! Let's do that.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Is that? I wonder. So they had that game in the early 2000s after the reunion called Kiss Immortals, and they kind of went with like the Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park thing, where if I remember right, the game actually inspired the McFarlane figures because like that's where they got beefy and like they all had like powers based off of their thing, and I kind of wonder because Kiss will shove the Elder in whatever they can. You know, you have Kiss Meet Scooby Doo. It's all about the Elder. They have there's something else Kiss that they make it all about the Elder. Like anytime they try to expand on Kiss, instead of creating like a new world, they're like, remember the Elder exists? And
So, Scooby Doo meets Kiss. They bring in the fucking Elder, and they have a book, and it's like it's all linked. Yeah, I agree. I think that's fucking cool, man. I think it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
There's a great book out there, and I don't know what it's called, but somebody wrote about the behind the scenes for the Elder, and it's great. Phil's cracking up. Oh. Yo, do you hate this record, Phil?
I remember this is another one that I remember getting and listening to it a bunch of times, and then it just went onto the record shelf and kind of sat there. But then I did revisit it later. I remember, and there's probably 2 or 3 songs on there that I don't mind, right? So I don't think it's absolute shit, but it's not good. It's not bad, but it's not good, you know? I don't know.
Yo, I will admit, if The Oath wasn't on there, I don't think it would be as, like, to me, The Oath is the song that ties that record together because it brings this heaviness. And then but
Dude,
I really think
should be
Mr.
played in the Renaissance fair, not at a concert, and I do not want to be there.
Yo, it's a hill I'll choose to die on, but I really think Mr. Blackwell is an underrated song, man.
That's probably my favorite song off the album.
Preachers.
I mean, can you fucking argue with any of that right there? No.
Oh no.
Nah.
We ripped it off.
Dude, I will always remember the first time I saw the official music video for I Love It Loud. I was like blown the fuck away. You know, Gene had the fucking. That's honestly, of the costume years, I think the Creatures costume might be my favorite Gene costume, man, because he just looks like a badass motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Like, especially when he had the spiky boots instead of just like the front boots and like that one arm. You know, fucking Eric looked amazing. Ace, Ace was in that video. Yeah, Ace was in that video because that was before they brought in Vinny. Ace looked dumb as fuck, but
everyone was just going through the motions.
Yeah. Everyone else looked fucking badass, man. I love these costumes. This isn't an album that I visit often, but it's got some bangers on here, man. It's got some real good songs.
I visit this one a lot. And this is when you go like, this is when you realize that this man right here is the best thing that ever happened to Kiss from this point forward. Like, and now it's time for Jason Hollywood to talk about how much he loves Michael James Jackson. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this to me is most certainly the best sounding album Kiss has ever done, and it is because I believe Michael James Jackson came on to produce the record, and I feel like songs on this record are top notch, but also the fucking production on this record is the best Kiss has ever sounded. You can hear Gene's bass. It sounds fucking mean. It sounds fucking menacing. The guitar is fucking there. The drums, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. The drums, this is the best drum sound Kiss has ever gotten. Paul Stanley sounds like a god on fire. I cannot get enough of this fucking record. From top to bottom, I would listen to this fucking record over and over and over and over again, and I'll get sick of it. Okay, now I'm going to stop.
No, there's not a lot of bad songs on this. Not at all.
I'm actually intrigued to hear more because Phil, I don't know if you know, Hollywood is like very talented and educated in the sense of mastering albums and music and all that stuff. So like, give us like some technical shit. Like, what did he do different that made this album so much different than the ones before?
So for me, I think honestly, like part of it was just his personality. Like the dude, I got to meet Michael James Jackson once a few years ago, and he has very little ego. He's all about like doing what's right for the songs. Like some of the other Kiss records, they worked with producers that were already like hot shots, and I feel like they were trying to make Kiss into something else at times, maybe. And this guy was like, all right, this is the fucking version of Kiss that they are presenting to me. Like, what am I going to do to fucking sharpen the fucking sword when it fucking goes, when it comes at people? And I mean, everything, just like the care he took in miking the drums, everything. Like, I can't fucking, like, I'm starting to get a little bit emotional thinking about it. But it, like, for me, really, it came down to he was the right fucking man to work with Kiss, because I feel like a lot of Kiss records, as much as I love them, the production is rushed. This does not sound rushed. It sounds polished, but not overproduced. It sounds fucking mean. It sounds like they could sound this good live, what you hear on the record. Like a lot of the other records, I think that's why Alive was so popular. It didn't sound as fucking thunderous. This is the version of Kiss that you want to see in the fucking arena. And he took the time to do it. He had the right attitude. He's the right personality. I wish Kiss would do one more record and bring Michael James Jackson back on to fucking produce with them. I know it's not going to happen, but I can fucking dream.
Yo,
so I
go ahead.
Telefunken microphones is what Michael James Jackson used on a lot of this record. So guess who bought a fucking Telefunken microphone the other day? This guy.
we can have the 3D bass stories and the Hollywood microphone tales. Yeah, I was gonna ride off of what you was just saying about like how you want to see them in the stadiums and all that. On that thing we did with Bare Minimum, where we made fun of Peter Criss for an hour and a half, V made one of the best points ever. Is, you know, that video of War Machine live in Brazil. Like, have you never seen that one, Phil?
No.
It's like
1982.
It's like 20,000 people just throwing their fist in the air. You know, Paul has his leopard print guitar where he's going fucking insane, and Gene's just like fucking monstering the vocals out, and it's just like, god damn, like if that video alone didn't invent like fucking black metal, I don't fucking know what did, because like it's just, he looks amazing. It's just, the band is scary now. Like, it's fucking amazing, dude. It's a great fucking video.
Cool.
And I will say this too. So when we were, I feel like Jason's nerds will want to hear about this. And I don't know if you guys know about this or not. But I'm pretty sure you do. One of you dudes knows about this for sure. Maybe not. So we recorded Blood in the Streets at Razor Blade Recordings with our friend John Stoker. And he said, send me an example of how you want the drums to sound. And I sent him a link to this record.
Cool.
So there you go.
Awesome.
But yeah, go ahead. What's next?
I gotta say one more thing about Michael James Jackson.
Go ahead.
So I asked him how he got the drums to sound so good on this fucking record. And of course he could have been like, well, I did this and that and blah, 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 blah. But you know what his fucking answer was? He was like, Eric Carr.
Huh.
Nice.
That's a cool motherfucker right there as far as I'm concerned. He was like, Eric Carr played the drums.
Yeah.
No, and exactly what 3D says. I just grabbed a random record, right? Like, no matter what anybody says about Kiss's influence in these days, I just grabbed a random record. You tell me how much Gene Simmons influenced extreme metal. You tell me how much
man.
Yeah.
I mean, for the last, ever since fucking, you might use Creatures of the Night as a good example. Ever since that record came out, every heavy metal band has been cosplaying as Gene Simmons since then. All of them.
I will say, like, and I never thought about it really till we started talking about it, but the reverb on the drums on that album does it. I mean, after this year, it's like on everything. It's like every thrash record ever sounds like a big room drum set.
And
love that sound.
And the glow in the dark cover, man, as a gimmick band myself, as someone who's loved that forever, as someone who bought my first McRackins record because it had 3D glasses, and then it led to this because the McRackins had 3D glasses.
Yeah.
That's the way you market your fucking band, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say before we switch to the next album is like, I'm a big ballad guy. I love ballads. I always have. So let's fucking acknowledge the fact that every song on this record is tough as fucking nails. And somehow I Still Love You, being the beautiful song that it is, doesn't clash. It still rolls with it. Like, it's a powerful fucking song. And like, somehow it doesn't not make sense to be on the same side as War Machine, you know? Like, I don't know. It's a great song and it fucking works.
I'll say this. Let me say one thing before I pass it on, because it's following what 3D said. Even though you like ballads, and even though I don't like that song personally, I still love
not
you.
salads.
I still love you as a person, even though I don't agree. Yo, Phil had something to say though. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I honestly, like, there's no super hit on this album, like no super absolutely. There's some great songs, but I don't think there's a real bad song either. Like the whole, like 3D was just saying, it just kind of flows together, right? So I don't know. Another one that I got to revisit because I don't think I've listened to this album for a long time too.
Fuck yeah. What's next? Oh God. Yeah. So I have an autographed copy of Lick It Up.
Awesome.
It's not autographed by Vinnie Vincent. It's autographed by me when I thought I was Vinnie Vincent for that whole year. But still, I went through a time in my life where I thought that I was confused. I had identity issues and I thought that I was Vinnie Vincent. Thankfully, I'm over that, but I still love this record.
Yeah.
It's a record. And the makeup years, the non-makeup years for me is where my favorite three records kind of live. Is the Holy Trinity for me is in the non-makeup era.
Wow.
So I don't think this album is amazing per se. There's definitely songs on here that I don't like, but in all honesty, it's not a bad follow-up to Creatures. Like, it's not great, you know, it has its flaws, but I don't know. I don't think it's like as terrible as people try. This goes back to what I was saying earlier, you know, like growing up, I refused to listen to this album because, you know, how dare they take the makeup off? That album sucks. And I only ever heard one song off of it. And so, like, I think a lot of people really get blinded by being gatekeeping elitist fans over the makeup. And like that really ruined a lot of. I'm sure I can't be the only young fan that didn't listen to the '80s music because some old fucker told him not to. You know.
Yeah.
It's a fair follow up to Lick It Up in my opinion. Not,
All hell's breaking loose. All hell's breaking loose. If it weren't for the fact that you might think that this is Kiss doing a duet with Paula Abdul. You might check this record out and hear songs like Exciter, All Hell's Breaking Loose, Not for the Innocent, Lick It Up, Young and Wasted. Dude, there's a lot of good fucking songs on this.
It's like a glove.
Exactly.
What do you think that song's about?
Is this the album that they were in the Pee Wee Herman movie? Right? No.
That's Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
That was Twisted Sister Burn in Hell.
Yeah.
Yo, when I was a kid, I thought that was Whitesnake. Because of the big blonde hair. I was like, yeah, it's Whitesnake.
Yeah, fucking go get him, Whitesnake.
Dee Snider looks like Tawny Katane.
I'd fuck both of them too at the same time.
Dude, let's talk about that for a second. everybody. Kiss takes the makeup off. Man, those are some ugly motherfuckers. Twisted Sister, I guess they did it right because they was ugly motherfuckers. And then they took the makeup off and got even uglier motherfuckers.
Yo, you know what? I think would be my advice for any band that is ugly motherfuckers, but they don't want people to notice it so much. Whenever you release your record, give away a free copy of Grim Reaper, and you will seem much more attractive when people see Steve Grimmett on the back in his spandex, man. Nobody compares. Nobody compares. Grim Reaper rules.
Leave him alone. He has diabetes.
That's true. That's true. I love that band, but he's ugly as hell. I mean, dude, let's talk about Accept. Let's talk about, I mean, some ugly motherfuckers make some good music, but the smart ones, we cover our faces.
Yeah.
Yo, I love Lick It Up. It's not my favorite of the non-makeup years. As a kid, I was bummed that they didn't have makeup, but as an adult, I realize why they needed to, but I don't think I would ever in my whole life endorse doing it for my own band. But Kiss was a different thing. They had to survive, and they were, they had to survive. That was what it was all about. And Bon Jovi was popular, so they gave it a fucking go.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, the video, All Hell's Breaking Loose and Lick It Up, I love those videos. I thought those fucking...
Yeah, boy.
I don't mind the outfits of this era. Vinny looked really fucking weird in some areas, but I think, like, compared to the Asylum days, the outfits were tough. They were high fashion Kiss rather than scary Kiss, but, like, in a... Kiss, Lick It Up Kiss is like modern day Crush Punks where they choose not to shower. You know what I mean?
And Paul Stanley said that Vinnie Vincent had Gerber baby hair, and that's mean, and I don't like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But Animalize is next.
Oh,
yeah, Animalize.
Animalize is next. Now, I'm going to be straightforward. This album does nothing for me.
Yo. This is a good look no matter what, though.
Yo,
yeah, I agree.
So, non-fan. Yo, I think this album's really good. I think the drumming on this record is fucking awesome. Eric Carr's a fucking beast. I like that Burn Bitch Burn song. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty good record. I do think that the next one, Asylum, is better.
Yeah.
But I think this record's pretty good.
I agree. This is in my holy trinity of Kiss records. This, Crazy Nights, and Asylum are the three that I revisit the most. And this is the heaviest Kiss record in terms of drumming. I agree.
Yeah.
Dude, whenever I hear this record, man, like, to me, I think I might have said it in the band chat the other day. It really sounds to me like, they heard Aerosmith, fucking Van Halen, and Molly Hatchet, and we're like, we're gonna have a baby. Like, we're gonna make that.
And you hear a lot of that stompy, like, Van Halen stuff a lot on this record, and I fucking love Van Halen, so maybe that's why too I like this record.
Very well.
And like, Go ahead.
It really surprised me whenever I finally got Spotify, and this is like the most listened to album on Spotify. Like,
really?
That blows my mind.
Wow.
I feel like when this record opens with Into the Fire, I feel like that was Eric Carr. He was like, dudes, I'm replacing the Catman. Can I please just show people how drums are played? And they were like, yeah, do a little something. And he's like, he starts with that big fucking drum roll, and like Into the Fire so tough, fucking Thrills in the Night. Like, I love the bleak kind of tough vibe of this record. I'll admit though, the hooks are not here on this record. This is not a record full of hooks. This is a record that makes one big statement of sort of heaviness and crucialness, but the hooks aren't there, and that's what this record is missing.
And
It's missing hooks.
Paul Stanley looks like your aunt that got a bad Christmas gift. Look how mad he looks. He's like, how dare you just buy me a gift certificate to Victoria's Secret?
Yo, somebody sent us, our buddy Nikki sent us 200 stars. What the fuck is that?
We don't know, but we're getting them sometimes.
Yeah, we're just getting stars.
Yo, we had a lot
Is
of
it?
good comments too, didn't we?
Someone said that Christopher Epley said Eric Carr's drums are almost as good as mine, as hell on as blood on the streets.
Almost.
Yeah. And then to go back, Dax said V loves the 6 Feet Under cover of War Machine better. But I mean that's about it right now.
Yo, Phil, so was this where you jumped back on as a Kiss
No.
fan? No.
Not right away. No, much later. What year was this one? Late 80s?
Let's see. This
Late
would have been 84.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been for another. I like that album. I don't mind that album at all. As cheesy as it sounds, Heaven's on Fire's on that album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song. Just love
I
that
agree.
song.
Best song on the record.
Yeah, so it would have been 5 or 6 years later, probably, when I went to that one. I missed a lot. I think I remember Lick It Up, and then the next 3 or 4 when they came out, I don't really remember, but much after.
Yeah. I love this Kiss image, the way they look here. They look like, it's almost like, hey guys, we're sort of like Judas Priesting it. And unfortunately, on the next record, which is my favorite record, but they got Bon Jovi syndrome, and they changed this cool look, and they ended up going to this, which is not cool. It's not cool. But man, this record, there's just something about this record. Me and 3D talk about how much we kind of dig this vibe right here a lot. And it's that fucking glam version of Mad Max, you know? I like it.
Yeah.
I always thought to me, it reminded me of Judas Priest meets Motley Crue. Not so Motley Crue and not so Judas Priest, just somewhere in the middle, right?
Yep.
It was kind of badass, but not totally.
Yep.
Well,
Any more thoughts, Hollywood? What do you got to say about this one?
It's just okay to me. I mean, I feel like it would have been a lot better had Paul Stanley not produced it and he let Michael James Jackson come in and it's just okay. It's not like I would still listen to this record over just about any other band because Kiss is better than just about any other band, but of the Kiss albums, it's not one of my favorites.
Yo, Hollywood, here's a question.
Yeah.
If you had the opportunity, would you let Michael James Jackson produce your next baby?
If I had to. If that's all I could do.
This is my favorite Kiss record.
Yeah.
Asylum.
Man, go ahead.
This was kind of what this album got me into 80s Kiss. Because like everything I've already said, V was like, man, Asylum's where it's at. And then so like we would jam Asylum in the van, and then after Asylum we started listening to Crazy Nights, and it was like, okay, I need to give these other albums a fair chance. And that's Asylum is a great fucking record, man. It's not all of them are big hitters, but there's some great songs on it.
that opening is fucking killer.
Man, there's that part where they're fucking, I'm the king of the mountain. There's those heavy drums. Like it's the guitar tone. It's the kind of bleak, cold, like atmosphere, like some of the songs like Tears Are Falling, like Who Wants to Be Lonely, that vibe of like screaming out, crying out, like it's all over this record, man. And also Love's a Deadly Weapon is one of the best Gene Simmons songs ever.
I agree. I like on King of the Mountain during that part that you're talking about. They did it a few times while Eric was in the band. That was like the backwards drum hit, wasn't it? You know, like instead of a, it was a. Do you know what? Do you guys hear? What is it?
I don't know.
I don't remember if that's where they did that or not.
Yeah, I feel like it has like a weird effect on it. But yeah, dude, fucking Gene tears it on Love's a Deadly Weapon. And then, you know, Tears Are Falling, all night. Fucking, yeah.
I feel like maybe we've heard stories about Gene Simmons like phoning it in for some of the records when he was acting, but if they're talking about this record, I don't think so, because I like all the Gene songs on this record. Like, I think the lyrics are good. I feel like even like there's some cheesy, like, you know, any way you slice it, but I feel like it's got a good call and response, you know, the any way you slice it, any way you slice it. I like that song. I don't know. I just don't think there's a bad track on this. There are definitely, they're not all hits, but cumulatively, the vibe of this record is, it's not the party anthem that is the next record, which I love, but it's like you go down into the fucking, the fucking depths, and then the next record shoots you up into the fucking party atmosphere. I don't know. And if you didn't know that, you would think that was a sweater, but that's Paul Stanley's hair and his hairy chest.
Yo, and I think this record gets credit because every single song is about fucking.
Every one. Yo,
could you make the argument that the cover of this record is where they set in place the idea that people that weren't Ace and Peter could be associated with different things? Because if you look at the record, like Bruce and Eric have Ace and Peter colors on their lips.
Good point. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that may be reaching a little bit there, but I see that and I'm like, that seems like a callback to the past.
Yeah.
I think you're 100% right, man. I think that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, if you look at it, you know, that's almost a fucking Dynasty cover just turned.
Yeah.
You know? And if I remember right, that album cover is almost a knockoff of a Poison cover, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, what
Pretty
Cat
similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cross between Dynasty and the Golden Girls.
No, I'll tell you, I do miss about this era of Kiss is that this was the era of the guitar god. And so Kiss was trying to push Bruce as being their shred master, you know, and like the thing I like about this era is they definitely still let these guys have their own identity and their own vibe. And I get when people say they don't like the guys in the makeup. I'll disagree. I think it's fine, but this Kiss right here, like they were still like, yo, this is our hot new guitarist, Bruce Kulick. Like he's got this fucking shred skills. And they were putting him out there on Front Street, whereas I think later on it was more about the characters and the icons. I like this era because if you look at live shows from this time, Kiss was so confident in this material that they weren't playing hardly anything from the old days other than Rock and Roll All Night. They were a vibrant band. They were moving forward. They weren't dwelling on the past. That's why I like this era, because it was like, fuck that old shit, man. We're going forward. Let's do it. I love that about this era.
Yeah, can I say something that will piss off people maybe as much as you and 3D pissed off people about Peter Criss?
Please do.
Bruce Kulick is a better guitar player than Ace Frehley, and if you disagree with me, fuck you, you're wrong. Bruce Kulick is better.
Bruce Kulick is way better than Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley has a way cooler persona, and that's important, but Kulick's got it.
Yeah.
Yo, and like, rest his soul, by God, or whatever the fuck you say. But Bob Kulick did an interview where he did nothing but like shit all over Tommy Thayer for not playing Ace's solos right. But then you go back, Bruce Kulick literally didn't play Ace solos at all. Like Bruce would write his own solos for every song. Like he would take the iconic one from Love Gun, said, "Fuck that shit. Look what I can do." Yeah. And then even Bob, whenever Bob toured with Paul Stanley during his first solo tour without makeup, Bob couldn't even play Ace's solos. So like that's why I give so much respect to Tommy, because Tommy gets shit on for not being Ace, but nobody in this band has been Ace other than Ace, and even Ace can't be Ace anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
There's an old saying, and the saying is, it's good, but the saying is, it was good, but it's good that it was, and that is Ace Frehley. You can't be anymore. Can't be that anymore. Crazy night.
Yo, to quote our good friend Michael J. Wolf, Ace Frehley was good, but Bruce will be better.
Wolf face.
Love those guys. And one funny thing about Asylum, I just kind of find this funny myself. Not that I'm one to talk, but this is whenever they were supposed to be pretty boys, and this is really whenever we got Chunky Gene. Like I was looking at photos. That's the heaviest Gene ever was in his life, was during the Asylum tour, and I kind of found it ironic that that's whenever they were trying to be the prettiest.
Yo, that's what they're going to be saying about post-COVID Jasons for sure.
They were saying that about pre-COVID Jasons.
That's right.
Yeah,
I've been working very hard on my figure.
That's true. That's true.
Yo, you said Kiss got a shred master. The Jasons need to get a stairmaster.
Oh my God. Yo, the only person who's going to be all right is Phil, because it's all right to be round when you're an egg.
Exactly. No issues here.
Yo, so we got Kiss Crazy Nights, and I don't have the record. If somebody's got it, pull it up. But, Crazy Nights, Paul Stanley's wearing a thong on the back of it.
You do too have this record.
I just don't have it here with me. I must not have grabbed it.
Oh, all right. So track listing for Crazy Nights. Crazy, Crazy Nights. I'll Fight Hell to Hold You. Bang, Bang You. No, No, No. Hell or High Water. My Way. When Your Walls Come Down. Reason to Live. Good Girl Gone Bad. Turn on the Night. Thief in the Night. Name one bad song. Name one bad song on this fucking album.
You can't.
Now, I will say Bang Bang You is a dumb song. It's dumb.
So dumb. So dumb.
It's really stupid. It's like the clever sexual innuendos just ran out, and they were like, how about Bang Bang You? Okay, but it's still a good song. It's just
so that song's one of those things in life that you're like, hey man, you should listen to this. This is fucking stupid. Or like, you should watch this movie. It's so dumb. And then you're sitting there driving and you're going, gonna bang, bang you. And like it gets stuck in your head. Like it's bad. It's not good. But fuck is it not catchy? It's gonna stay in your head. You're gonna sing it. Because like I bought this song. I was on some weird website when I was a kid. And I got to like pick songs to download or something. I don't remember. But I got like one free download. And I was like, I've never heard that song, but it's got Bang Bang You. I bet you it's fucking tough. And then I heard it and I was like, this is fucking dorky.
Yo, it's like the equivalent to like Go Little Camaro Go. Oh no.
Yes.
That it's like, you're like, this is pretty stupid, but it's pretty catchy. No. So they do something in Bang. I can't believe we're talking this much about Bang Bang You.
Yo, nobody else is going to, so we have to.
That's true. That's true. And this is why we're fucking on here, I guess, because we're this dorky about it. But the thing that I love about Bang Bang You from a lyricist perspective, because it's the dumbest lyrics ever, but I'm a real lyric guy, right? But the thing that I love about this song is that they start to develop their own mythology, and this is when you know a band has ascended to greatness, when they start quoting themselves. And in this song, yeah, Hollywood's got it. In this song, he says, "I'm gonna bang bang you. I'll shoot you down with my love gun, baby." And I'll tell you right now, on the next Jason's record, I did something like that because I think that's so fucking badass when you reach back and you grab a lyric that was in the middle of a song and now make it part of the chorus for your current song because you're quoting yourself. And that's fucking cool. In the middle of a dumb song, that's a cool thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
Yeah, dude. Also, let's talk about how bad the music video is for Turn On the Night.
dude, all of the videos from this era are kind of bad in a good way. They're like trauma videos.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, it's just a regular concert, but then all of a sudden they're in a club that's an elevator that goes to the fucking top floor and the fucking roof opens up. Like, and it's like the worst 2D graphics. Like, it's not even like remotely good. But like, goddamn, it's still like that song is so fucking good, man. Fucking Turn On the Night's definitely my favorite off of this track. Fun fact, a lot of people might not know this, but a lot of people probably do. Thief in the Night was later given to Wendy O. Williams for her solo record.
Huh.
I
didn't know that.
Me either.
Yep. It's not as good as the Kiss version. They kind of slowed it down and made it heavier rather than like fun and big, but it's still pretty close. But yeah, so Wendy O covered that.
I agree with you. Turn On the Night is the best. It's my favorite track on this record. I think it's a fucking party anthem, celebration. And I've never got to see Kiss do it, but we did get to see Bruce and Bob Kulick do it. And I swear to God, I almost, and I know fucking Hollywood down there did, I almost shed tears when they were playing it because it was so fucking powerful.
Yeah,
It's that fucking good.
Yeah, dude, that Todd Kearns guy has a good voice.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
very good.
To because he plays guitar, not bass, right? So
He plays,
he plays
bass in that.
yeah, they got a tiny dude that plays his bass all the way up here for the Kulick Brothers band, and he's not bad. He's a good bass player and he's got a good singer. But yeah, that Todd guy, he's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Todd who?
Todd Kearns.
Todd Kearns.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's in something
He's
from
from-
I don't know what.
Todd
He's
Kearns.
he's not in Slash's Snake Pit, but he's in one of Slash's bands.
The Slash with Miles Kennedy. Is that the one? It's
Um,
not. It's something with Miles Kennedy. Is that it?
I think that's
it.
I think that's the Snake Pit, isn't it?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
He
I
does
could be totally
something.
wrong.
Yeah, he does something with Slash, but I can't remember what because after I
Yeah.
watched the videos of the cruise, I was like, "Who the fuck is Todd?" And I think he's one of those dudes that gained popularity by being in all the shitty '80s power bands that
Yeah.
half the band died.
Yo,
He's
Phil's
from
right.
here.
Yeah, he's right. So it's Slash, Miles Kennedy, and the Conspirators.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he started that. It's stupid. Todd Kearns is from where I'm from, right? So I used to see him playing crappy little bars all the time in his top 40 tribute band called Age of Electric, I think they were called.
Oh
There was
no.
it was two sets of brothers, the Kearns brothers, and then some other brothers, and they went on to do something else too. But Kearns did the thing at in Vegas with a couple guys from like Faster Pussycat and a couple other bands, and it was rotating every week, and they'd play like Friday, Saturday nights or whatever, and just do covers kind of stuff, right? So that's how he got into, I think, that whole. He's a decent player.
So
Different
wait,
guy, decent player.
Todd Kearns is from where you're from, so there would have been a possibility that Phil McRackin instead of Todd Kearns could have played with the Kulik brothers. That would have been 100 times better. Fuck. Oh shit, yo, the McRackins are commenting on our stuff. So yeah. His cover band is Torque, Sin City Sinners, the McRackins.
Sin City Sinners. Yeah.
Is that AC McRackin talking to us? Or is that
Probably.
who knows?
Yeah, probably.
He could have came on here too.
I tried.
AC seems like a pretty cool dude. Is he a total douchebag?
No, not at all.
No, he's not like our other members, 3D. He's a nice guy.
No, AC's the best. Definitely.
Spicy.
He's my brother. How can he not be? Right?
Yeah, well, exactly. Laid from the same chicken.
Spicy is what I would use to describe our personality.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what kind of egg is he though? Because he wears a hat.
He's a
Well,
half
he
egg.
wears
He's a half egg. He never he didn't get the full super pop punk powers. He came later, right? So he didn't get the full energy, right? So he doesn't fully change.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
She should start the McRackins cult, and instead of everybody wearing eggs, everybody has to wear full white denim like AC does.
Yeah. I don't know how he found those. I didn't know they still made white.
So if AC, I'm trying to make a connection here, right? If AC is wearing full white denim, then he's not so much. It's not like it wouldn't be like Turbo Negro. It would be like Turbo Blanca. Turbo Blanca. Is that what it means? I don't speak other languages, but he could start his own like Turbo Egg thing. That would be awesome. I would join. All right. Yo, I guess we should move on to the next record, right? We got a couple left.
Hot in the Shade.
Yo, so this album looks like a shirt you would buy at the beach. It is so stupid. It looks like you go to the boardwalk and be like, yo, let me take one of those Sphinx with the sunglasses.
Dude, if only it was airbrushed. Yeah, but yo, it had a badass stage show with it.
That's true.
Did you ever see the stage show? Like giant Sphinx and then the face would fall off and turn into a skull and shit? Oh,
I thought maybe Jimmy Buffett would pop out of the face or something.
Yo, if anybody owns the Kissology DVDs, they have live footage, and man, Eric Carr, they play I Was Made for Loving You, and Eric Carr heavies that song up so fucking well. It's like I Saw Hollywood down there. It blows your fucking balls off, don't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This album's extremely underrated by me too. I feel like I never gave this album its due, and coming back to it years later, it's fucking amazing.
Dude, one song on here that I don't know why, but I really fucking love. I think it's the chorus, but King of Hearts, man, like that weird chorus where they're just all saying King of Hearts, but it's like kind of overlapping each time they say it. Like, I don't know. I think that's just a killer fucking song, man.
Yeah.
No, Christopher Epley agrees with you.
Oh, hell yeah, Chris.
He knows what's up,
He
man.
knows what's up.
So this record, this was right before the reunion tour, right? Like right around, it was coming pretty soon. I remember my older brother told me, he said, there's a video on MTV and Kiss is putting their makeup back on. And I was really excited. When did this come out?
It
99.
was.
Okay, 89. So I was 9 years old, and it was my brother told me there's a video with Kiss putting on their makeup. They were putting it back on one more time for the fans, and I rushed and I sat in front of my TV waiting for that video, and it shows them putting it on. And then I realized the statement they were making is we don't need the makeup to be a good band, and then the video doesn't have makeup, and I was so bummed out. I was so bummed out.
And then they put them. And then they put the makeup back on.
Right. Then they put the makeup back on.
I
Yeah.
I
I
remember
gotta go get a drink.
way back in the day, V and I had a long talk about this album because he really didn't like it. He thought it was lame. But then, like, my only argument is Hide Your Heart, man. Like, I don't really care for the Ace version because I'm not a big Ace solo fan. Bonnie Tyler did a version of it too that's not bad, but I think the Kiss version is far superior.
Yeah.
The video, the way Paul delivers the lines and everything, it's just fucking an amazing song.
Yeah. Agreed. What do you think about Reading My Body?
Dude, I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. I know it's fucking dumb, but I fucking love it. Turn the page, get to the good stuff. I don't care.
Dude, that song is a stripper song that's never been listened to by a stripper. Like,
Yeah.
next time I go to the club, I'm gonna be like, "You're gonna dance to this song." I got a stripper to dance to X and Sex for me once. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
This song or this record, it is hard for me to get past the cover, but you're right. Once you do, there's a lot of like, it's definitely the most Bon Jovi record of all, but it's almost like they were doing it correctly. I don't know how to say it more, but like the style that they were trying to go for, they nailed it on this record.
Revenge.
I gotta say, I don't think anybody will agree with me, but I think "You Love Me to Hate You" is probably my favorite song. Like, I think Paul's voice in it is really good. He's hitting the highs, but not at like a overbearing height. And I don't know. I just think it's great. It's great. It's kind of like a dark song that like leads into a great chorus. I love it.
Yo, were you back on by this time, Phil? Was this when
No.
you came back, or was it Revenge?
You know what? This album, I think I've totally skipped. I don't even remember. I don't think I remember a song on this album, to be honest.
I'm
I would
starting to think
say
Phil
when
never
Kiss-
came back and he just wanted to hang out with us.
Well, part of it, true. That would be a lie.
Yo, this did not do much for me, but I don't know.
Anytime they take their image off the cover, it's not a good idea. You know,
Yeah.
they
That's a
need
good
to be on the
point.
cover.
Yeah.
Revenge.
It's they're you know, yeah, except for Revenge, but their image is huge on the back. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and plus, man, that blood logo, like fucking. Oh no, the blood logo's on the inside.
Yeah.
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 Yo, so Revenge, I listened to it because we covered a song off of it, and then I just listened to the whole record, and I think it's like pretty good. I mean, I think I thought that it was from the 80s, late 80s, and then when I found out it was from 92, I was like, that's a little weird because it seems a little dated. But it's a pretty solid record.
Dude, it's my go-to Kiss record, my favorite Kiss record, because it's still Kiss. It's not quite into the 90s grunge, but it's still heavy. Like, dude, the first time I heard Unholy, I thought I was going to hell. Like, fucking, that song is fucking amazing. I love every song on here. Every fucking song, man. Like, I can't name one that I skip.
Thou Shalt Not is the hardest song that we've ever had to learn to play once.
Yeah, for sure.
What was it? 2264.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yo,
There's a
you're right about Unholy though. Like, not since you like on Destroyer, you had fucking God of Thunder, and not since that record did you have a song that made your parents go, "Fuck, no way, you're not listening to this devil band," until Unholy. And that song and that video set you up for a much different Kiss than you actually get on this record. But goddamn, is that a good song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I love the way they look. Like, this is like Crazy Nights era Kiss, fucking awesome. But like, I don't, the wannabe biker urban cowboy look just fits them so well. I love it. You know, they bust out the Columbine trench coats every now and then. Like, just everything is fucking awesome.
Yo, it's like American Badass Undertaker.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think it's the Kiss Confidential DVD, but like whenever Take It Off would come on and all the strippers would come onto the stage, like I was getting feelings. You know, I'd have to hide and watch the DVD where, you know, no one could find me, if you know what I'm saying. Big old booty.
Let's be honest. We stole this entire look. We stole this entire record design. This is what informed the Jason's progression. This record, not even the sound as much as the strong imagery of it's rock and roll. It's got a hair metal vibe, but it's also got this kind of like street fucking. It's like these are dudes that live on the streets that have clearly never been on the streets.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Yeah. Well, I just their whole attitude changed. Like, you know, throughout the whole 80s and everything, you know, they were still Kiss. They were still that fun band. They were still this. Like, Revenge came out, you know, Paul Stanley started wearing a t-shirt that said "fuck" real big on it. You know, Gene went back to the Destroyer days. You know, he had spikes and studs on everything. Everything was black. You know, they brought girls out on stage. Paul would cuss out the crowd. He didn't give a fuck. Like, their whole dynamic of the band changed with this album. And like, I understand why it went away, but holy fuck, man, this was just like some cool motherfucking shit right here. Like, and like the stage show, I messed up earlier. I said the Sphinx's face fell off. The Sphinx had the laser eyes.
The Statue of Liberty's face fell off.
Statue of Liberty was behind them during Revenge, and her face would fall off.
Yeah.
And like,
I remember that.
yeah, they went back to an actual stage show instead of the naked stages that they had during Crazy Nights and Asylum. You know, they finally incorporated the hardcore lasers. Like, the stage show finally felt something again, you know? And they got mean, they got aggressive. Like, the playing style got different because now we have Eric Singer. Eric Carr had passed away.
Yeah.
Now we have Eric Singer, and Eric Singer is adding double bass anywhere he fucking could.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
god damn, like the video, the footage from back then, if that motherfucker could hit another pedal, he would.
This is where I got kind of back on. This album is where I kind of got back on. I always find this one kind of catchy, kind of cheesy in a way too. And I totally love the cheesiest songs on this album, like Domino and Just Wanna. Is that it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think those are the two cheesiest songs on the whole album, and I love them. Just love them.
Oh, but dude, I Just Wanna, whenever they break down into the fucking on live, they go into the national anthem and everything. Like, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, just so you know, this album and this tour was the first time that you actually got to see the Gene Simmons Punisher bass on stage.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah,
So-
he's been playing it ever since.
Oh my God. I remember this was when Kiss came on Arsenio Hall. And
Did they?
it felt like Kiss was the biggest band in the world to me. Like, I didn't get the original Kiss Mania. I missed that. But during this time, I generally thought that Kiss was the most popular band in the world. It felt so big. Strangely enough, Dak Taylor says that they went on a club tour during these days. I never heard about that.
Huh, I didn't know that either.
I think, wasn't that only in Germany?
I don't know.
I know they played some small shows overseas. I didn't know if they did small shows in the States too, though.
This
I don't
charted
know.
at number 6 in the United States. Let's see where else. In Australia, 5.
Huh.
Canada, 11.
It's interesting to me. I've heard in Paul Stanley's book, he talks about.
You mean the one that's not nearly as good as Violent J's?
That's true. It's not as good as Violent J's. Nothing is as good as Violent J's book. That's true. But Paul Stanley says that they had a major debate over whether or not they were going to let Eric keep his blonde hair. It was a major deal in the band. Like, they had meetings about it, and maybe we shouldn't let this guy in. He's got blonde hair. It was such a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
And I get that, because when me and 3D were bringing in new guys into the band, a big part of the conversation was like, this dude, does he look like a Jason, yes or no? And some dudes did not get considered because they didn't have the right look.
I want to call myself out on something, just because I'm a dick to everyone, so I've got to be a dick to myself too. Me and V were having this talk, and I legit looked him in the eyes, and I was like, we can't get another fat guy because there's only room for one fat guy.
Yo, do you remember the conversation we had? I don't know if you remember this or not, and this is letting people in on the Jason's mentality, but what we said was, look at the Super Mario universe. You got Mario, you got Wario, you got Luigi, and you got Princess Peach. Somebody's got to fit each one. There's a tall one, there's a chubby one, there's a different guy over, like an evil version, and then there's the Princess Peach. You got to have one in every band.
I am the cutest.
It's
This
true.
is true.
It's true. It is true. It is true.
Yeah.
Yo, in sidebar, just because we're talking Eric Singer, he does play on that Black Sabbath record, 7th Star, which is not really talked about, and someone suggested it to me, and it's not the best, but he rips on drums, and if you're bored, you can listen to a Black Sabbath record that probably no one likes. So
Yo, dude, he was on Trash, the best Alice Cooper album.
yeah.
Singer was on that?
Yeah, Singer was.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yep.
Yo, that's one hell of a fucking record. That's a whole nother record discussion right there.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I just watched Super Duper Alice Cooper the other night for the first time.
What is that?
You've not seen Super Duper Alice Cooper?
No.
It's a documentary. It's on like Prime or something. It's a Alice Cooper documentary. It's freaking great.
Okay.
Wow. Never heard of it.
But it doesn't go up to that part. It doesn't go up to that.
Oh,
Yeah. They played the truck.
yep.
Yo, Dak Taylor is sending the entire tour schedule for the Revenge tour, and he is correct. Not everywhere, like in Pittsburgh, they played the Civic Arena, but in Houston, he did say they played the Backstage, which I know is a smaller venue, and then they played the Trocadero in Philadelphia on that tour, which is also small.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I can be right back.
They did that during the Rock the Nation tour. Whenever they were finally settled back in with, I think that might have been the first tour with Eric and Tommy in full makeup.
Right there.
But they did theater shows, not necessarily clubs, but they did Kiss shows in full gear without any pyro, without any smoke, without any fog bombs or anything. I don't even think Gene spit fire on those shows. Like, So they've done stuff like that to prove, people will come see him even without all the fancy theatrics.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a power behind it too. The songs hold up. That's the thing. Kiss has a discography that definitely holds up. You don't want Kiss necessarily without all that shit. But if you got to, it fucking holds up. That's all there is to it, So, yo, Phil,
time.
I see Phil got his Camp Mando pack in the background there. Fuck yeah. Phil is an unofficial Jason.
I forgot.
There she is.
All right, we're on the fucking home stretch, boys. Let's get this shit done. I hate this record. That's all I got to say about Carnival Soul.
What are we
I
on
like
now?
one song.
Carnival Soul.
The album that shouldn't have been.
Okay, so let me talk.
Oh,
Y'all, you all know where I'm probably gonna go. All right, so this is not the best. Obviously, the album cover is actually fucking hilarious. It looks like something you'd find at Goodwill. Like that, like someone's brother's album ended up there and you found it. But the riff in the beginning of Rain, ooh, it's hard.
Yeah.
It makes you want to fight somebody.
That statement makes me want to fight somebody.
Dude, I agree that the intro to that song and then the song after it, Master and Slave, that's a good fucking song. Master and Slave is a good song. None of the other
it definitely
songs.
sounds like someone said to them, "Hey, have you ever heard Alice in Chains?" And they said no. And someone said, "Here, do you want to hear a little bit?" And they played them 20 seconds of it, and they're like, "All right, let's write a record."
You guys know I hate grunge because grunge killed thrash, and I will never forgive grunge. And I know that somehow goddamn John Bush has something to do with this record. He probably did something to ruin this record. I don't like it.
Yeah. So
we ran Hollywood off. Yo, I'm sorry, Hollywood. I'm sorry. Look, I hate grunge, so I hate this record. I know it probably has good points, and I'm going to admit that I am incapable and unwilling to see any of them.
Yo, but let's check this out for a second. 5 Gene Simmons songs. We even get Bruce Kulick singing a song, and the longest song is 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
holy.
Do you think Paul Stanley kind of checked out for this one a little bit?
100%. 100%. If I remember right, Gene really fought for this record and like produced it all. Because he wanted an album. Bruce Kulick said it in an interview. Gene wanted an album that was heavier than Revenge, and so that's why Bruce wrote like this entire album.
Huh.
There you go.
Have you heard this one, Phil? This is like it's a Kiss album that really isn't a Kiss album.
I think I'm sure I listened to it. I think I listened to it.
It was
I was working at a record store at this time, so I would have listened to it because it would have been released, right? So, but it's one of those ones where
apparently this was going to come out, and then they did Unplugged, and they scrapped this and went and did the makeup tour, and then brought this out later. So that's why you maybe didn't hear it.
They brought this out because it had gotten bootlegged. Yeah. People were making money off of it, so of course, Kiss isn't going to not make money off of it. So, they just released like a small, not a small amount, but like they didn't like make a big deal about it. They just sent CDs out to stores and said, fuck it.
Right.
Which makes sense because I was like, it's weird that this album came out in '97 because that almost seems like too late. Like they were jumping way too late. But if like they recorded it in like 94, 95, then that makes a little bit more
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
Yo, I want to know why this is Jason Hollywood's favorite record.
Actually, it's not my favorite record.
Do you like it?
No.
Yes! Yes! Holy shit! We just had a major breakthrough.
I
Phil,
really
let me
wanna-
enlighten Phil. This is important. This is important. God damn it, Hollywood. I love you to death. Hollywood, he really likes to say that he likes things, especially when I don't like them. He likes to say that, but this album is so bad that he couldn't even front. He couldn't even front.
Yeah, I really want to say it's my
You were
favorite.
struggling, weren't you? You were gonna try, but you just couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't even keep a
Hollywood,
straight mask on.
I'm gonna buy me and you tickets to go see Ween, and we're gonna sing along to the fucking Mollusk and say, fuck this record. Boom.
What is it? Push the little tulips and watch them come out.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Pushing up
no.
daisies. Pushing up
Yeah.
daisies.
Oh no. Phil, do you like Ween? Are you a Ween fan?
No, but I know
Okay.
that song.
Yo.
I don't
There you
know.
go.
You can't go wrong with them. They smoked like so much weed with that crazy contraption and wrote everything on a 4-track. I don't know, man. Sorry.
Yo,
Did they really write everything on a 4-track?
Back in the day, they did.
I think that album or the one before, right?
That album they did. Then when they got the record deal, they decided they were going to make an annoying record with big record label money, and that's how we got Chocolate and Cheese,
Which we have all listened to.
which is a masterpiece.
yeah.
Dude, I was honestly shocked at how much I enjoyed it. Not gonna lie.
Amazing.
It-
Amazing.
I liked it a lot more than this album that we're talking about right now.
Amen to that. Fuck this record.
Yeah.
Are we gonna skip on the Psycho Circus?
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I just real quick. So I said to V, because I remember this coming out when I was a kid, and I remember, this was like the return to form, quote unquote, because it was like the first album with the makeup. And I mean, there's not too bad of songs. I mean, there's some terrible ones for sure, but I like the.
Wait, are you talking about Carnival or Psycho?
I'm talking about Psycho Circus. I skipped. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we thought you were on Carnival.
No. Oh, I'm fucking confused. No. Well, I'm on Psycho Circus. Sorry. Do you want to go to that?
All
now?
right.
Yeah, we'll go to that.
Psycho Circus.
I love Psycho Circus. Some of the songs are good, but just weird. Like Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll is cool, but weird. Raise Your Glasses. It really isn't a Kiss song. Like
No.
it is.
Yeah.
Like it's along the same lines as Great Expectations and stuff like that. Like I don't know. It's just weird. Like Dreamin'. I think Dreamin's a cool song. Finally Found My Way. They really wanted that Peter Criss ballad. It not a bad song, but does not fit at all with the rest of the record. We Are One is like a Gene ballad. Like
Yeah,
It's
it's
just- I
weird.
don't know.
That one's weird.
The whole record was like the perfect concept for a Kiss record, and then they just did not execute it properly with the songwriting. It was,
Yep.
other than
It,
Psycho Circus.
Yeah, right. The title track is fucking fire. It's awesome. And
Yeah.
everything else feels like a swing and a miss. They tried to have your Ace song. They tried to have your Peter song, but it felt hollow. You know the problem with the Peter Criss song on this one, it doesn't feel like Peter Criss because the guy singing it sounds good. That's my problem.
That's fair. That's fair. I will say, "Into the Void" is a really good Ace song. It's a good Ace song. It's no Rocket Ride, but it's a good song.
Ooh, that's the best Ace song. I agree.
Rocket Ride.
Yeah, that's the best Ace song.
Do you really think though that how much like so I know that those dudes really didn't have much to do with writing their songs on this record. How much do you think they were doctored up on this record? Because I feel like
entirely.
I feel like the Peter Criss song was pretty fucking doctored, and I feel like the Ace song was a little doctored. I don't know.
Dude, look at what Kiss went through just to get them back into the band, as far as adding fucking, what are those things called to the drums? The clicks, and then like
Triggers.
the fucking the triggers. You know, that way it sounded like he was playing the drums, but he really wasn't. Like, and then Ace couldn't fucking keep anything straight. Tommy had to teach him the songs every fucking night, and like that. You won't convince me otherwise that there's not like some kind of auto tune or like pitch fix on their voices or anything throughout this whole thing. Because like you said, it's the most clean they've ever sounded, the best they've ever sounded, and they're 20 years older now than they were on the last time they sang for the band. And Ace was still like heavy into alcohol and drugs at this point. So like I'm with you. I think not only did they have shit to do with the writing of the album, which is funny to me because both Ace and Peter had both come out and be like, well, they never invited us. And then Gene and Paul were like, no, we wanted them involved, but they were fucking still pieces of shit. And
it's
like,
hard to know. Yeah, it's hard to know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Ace barely played on the record. Peter barely played on the record. Like Tommy Thayer played more leads on the record than Ace did.
yep.
I wish Ace and Peter had a hand in the writing, because it just like it sounds hollow. It sounds like a hollow attempt. And the best part about this record was the fucking lenticular cover.
Yeah.
You mean the Twisted Metal?
The Twisted
cover.
Metal, the ICP cover that they have for it.
Well,
Yo.
and it's fun. Let me finish.
Yeah.
The irony of this album is like this album was made to celebrate the reunion of the four members, and the only song that actually has tracks of all four members is "Into the Void." No other song on this album has all four members.
What about You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best?
That isn't that a greatest hits album?
No. That's a song on this record where all four of them sing a verse.
Yeah, they all sing,
Oh.
but they don't.
Yeah,
really play on
yeah.
it.
Oh,
Huh.
ain't that some shit?
Peter doesn't even.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he played drums on that one. On You Wanted the Best.
He probably didn't.
Yo, before we leave this, I wanna quote the man who wrote I want to quote the man who wrote the greatest rock and roll autobiography of all time, Violent J, when he said this on Insane Clown Posse's record. Gene Simmons, you punk ass bitch, Psycho Circus, you stole my shit. So spit your blood and do your dance, then I'll kick your ass through your leather pants. I'll tell you what, ever since I heard that, I remember that more than any other song on this record other than the title track.
Dude, that I heard that back whenever like I took Kiss way too serious. And like, you know, it was the same thing like first time I heard Teenage Bottle Rocket, you know, Bigger Than Kiss. You know, I was like, fuck that band. You know, fuck those guys. But like I was real into ICP at the time, and so I let it slide.
Yo, side note, after Teenage Bottle Rocket wrote that song, I wrote a song called Bigger Than Teenage Bottle Rocket, and I wanted to release that really bad because I was like, fuck yeah, that'll be funny. And it never saw the light of day because by the time it was like, yeah, we need to do this, Brandon had passed away, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to be picking on Teenage Bottle Rocket, even if it's out of like fun and admiration because it was too heavy. But there was almost a song called Bigger Than Teenage Bottle Rocket. R.I.P. Brandon.
Cool.
I think Miguel would still see the humor in it.
Yeah. But I don't know. So in my verses, I was picking on every single member. And I was talking about Ray and Brandon being doppelgangers of one another because, they're like twins. And it was like, after that, I was like, I don't even know this new drummer. I don't know what to pick on him about. And it's just, So we're just going to have to just, maybe one day.
Yeah.
So we got 2 Kiss records left. Sonic Boom is the next one.
The Walmart album.
The Walmart album.
Yeah. So I want to start off with this. This album meant so much to me because this was the album that came out after I became a fan. You know what I mean? Like this came out, I came into the game way later than everybody else. I never thought this day would come. And then one day it's announced Kiss has a new record coming out. I finally get to be part of the fandom. I was like at Walmart at midnight to have this thing. Like, is it the best Kiss album? No, but has some really good songs on it. And just like it, I finally got to be part of Kiss. You know what I mean? Like part of the history, part of it. And like, so I'll always defend this record because it means that much to me in the sense that I finally got to be part of something. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Number 1, did you also buy cheese while you bought Sonic Boom?
No.
Number 2, my Walmart experience is I met Ric Flair in the tire center, and I got asked to leave by the people who were running the meet and greet because I kept wooing too much. Those are my Walmart experiences.
All right, so here's my Walmart experience. One time I was peeing in Walmart, and there was this other guy peeing in there, right? And so I get done peeing, and there's only that dude in there, me and that dude peeing in there. So I walk out, and I'm leaving, and I'm halfway down through Walmart, and I hear, a man tried to grab me! And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look back, and the dude that I was peeing next to was outside of the bathroom now, and he screams, there's a man in there in a ski mask, and he tried to grab me! And like, Walmart is losing their fucking shit. Oh my God, there's a man in a ski mask in the bathroom. They tried to grab this guy. And I'm going, no, I was just in there and no one else was in there. And I walked by and this dude's going, there's a man in there. He tried to touch me. He tried to grab me. He's fucking screaming. And I walked over and I was about to say, yo, there's nobody else in there, man. And then this guy comes out of nowhere and he goes, yo, there's nobody else in there. Don't listen to him. I'm his worker. He just does this sometimes. And the guy, he was like, was there anyone else in there? And the guy was like, no. So that was, it ain't got nothing to do with Kiss, but that was my Walmart experience. What about you two? What are your Walmart experiences?
I spend a lot of time in like the baking aisle.
It's true. It's true.
Like, like getting like different kinds of flour and shit, and then like the cake decorating stuff, regular stuff.
Any cake not sat on is a wasted cake.
Full circle.
Yo, I remember the first time because I showed you guys that video. It was the old hell in old Hollywood, and we're driving. We're in the car on the way to a show, and I was like, guys, have you ever seen this before? And so I bust out this video of this chick with a big old ass just sitting on this cake, and like her pussy eats part of it, and it touches her asshole, and then she just. It's like it's dangling like some dingleberries and shit.
No, and And all I could remember thinking that whole night was, there's got to be a version of this without the fart. And God damn it, I found it. God damn it, did I find it. I was chasing the dragon for a good while till I found the right website.
I had no idea that stuck with you, but in a more emotional way.
Yep.
So Sonic Boom is boring.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I'm with you. I like
Yeah.
3D's story is what made me give all the new Kiss stuff like that and the new stuff a second look. But I'm with you. Like it doesn't do it for me. Not very much.
Yo, I gotta say,
so-
if they did this record in the 70s, people would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, modern day Delilah, it's give and take. Russian Roulette, I think, is a great Gene song. Never Enough is good. Yes, I Know is good. They're all good, man. Like, I'll give it to you. I agree with you. None of these are like bangers. Like, none of these are like, hits by any means. But like, they're fun songs that you can sing to and like listen to. Like, like, I don't know. I think they're good. I think it's good. Good record.
Last one.
And it marks the beginning of Kiss's best guitar player ever.
And I gotta say, Monster is better than Sonic Boom. I think
Yes.
Monster is a great record. I love a lot of songs on this. Eat Your Heart Out, I think, is great. I was a teenager, and I have the word freak tattooed on me. So like, people called me freak in school because of chains on my pants and all that stuff. V has a great argument against that. It was literally a 65-year-old dude singing a song about being a kid and being made up for having highlights in your hair. And I totally agree that if you look at it from those eyes, you're right. It's goofy. But I was a teenager and I was that kid. So like, this song was like, hell yeah, this is my shit.
Yeah, it proves that he was writing for a target audience and he fucking knocked it out of the park. If nothing else,
Yeah.
The audience he was writing for was you, so it worked. You can't argue with that.
Yeah. Mercy, Shot Mercies, man. Eat Your Heart Out's good. Devil's Me is good. Out of This World is a great Spaceman song. It's and I love All for the Love of Rock and Roll. You finally get to see Eric really belt it out, and I felt he did great.
I like Monster a lot better than Sonic Boom. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it was almost like they kind of allowed the new members to have a little bit more say so in that one or something. But it is weird, when I get to the makeup, the second era of makeup, I become a little apathetic with Kiss because I always just wish they had I know they're old and stuff, but I kind of just wish they had stayed out of the makeup and just brought in the new members and said, yo, here's Tommy Thayer. He's a fucking great guitar player. But my favorite era is the 80s Kiss. So I don't know. I don't crave more 70s Kiss. I crave just more new Kiss. And that's what I miss. I miss the progression. I miss all these fucking eclectic records that all sounded different. Your Dynasties, your fucking Unmasks. I miss the Kiss that was sort of constantly changing. And now we're in a place where they're kind of trying to harness what people like the best about them. And I get that because it's all marketing with Kiss. But
yeah.
Well, going off of what you just said too, is their mentality for Monster was really great. They did a lot of interviews and like they said, we're going back to the old school ways. If you look, there's no writers listed on this chart that's not a member of the band. Like, only those four wrote every song on this album, and they recorded it like 50s style. They were all in the same room at the same time whenever they were recording. So like, they really, even though the songs aren't necessarily as good as those first three, they really did go back to their roots and try to bring that life back into the band.
Yeah, yeah, and it for me it shows it's my favorite of the current era lineup records. There's only 2, but I think
really a 50-50 shot there.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as a fan, like we kind of get cheated out of like maybe what could have been if they would have done like one more record with this lineup and tried to do something, but I don't think we're gonna get it. Because this is a really good fucking record, I think.
Yeah, I guess they have no plans on making any more records, so I wish the final Kiss legacy was one more record too, but
yeah,
I guess we're just gonna have to settle for new Jasons and McRackins content.
Yeah, but see,
Sounds good.
what it with Paul's voice the way it is now, though, it'd be like that Metallica record, JoJo or whatever it's called.
Oh, Lulu.
Lulu.
That's probably the best thing Metallica ever did, though.
Back, everybody.
Whoa. We don't know my favorite record.
We won't even
Saint
go.
Anger.
Yeah.
Second best record they ever did.
Do you ever bump into your trash can when you're walking in the dark and you just go, man, that rips?
Wait, here, listen. Very similar.
I didn't know you could go like Lars. That's amazing.
You did it.
Yo,
Better than Lars.
we did it. I don't know how many people survived the chat. Do we have anybody? But
I think like 15.
yo,
Wow.
You remember whenever you said that we were going to do this in an hour?
I laughed at it.
yo, this is the best way to fucking spend your evening chilling with fucking the Jasons and Fil McRackin. I mean, what more is
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
We need to get a group chat of all the people we know in gimmick bands and call it the Gimmick Extravaganza. And we can just all chit chat about being in gimmicks.
Yeah.
Yo, next time
Yo,
we doing all the Anthrax.
Anthrax?
Yeah. Are we doing all the Anthrax records next time?
I mean,
Yo,
Well, look-
listen, I don't know who I talked to. Maybe it was 3D. Here's what I want to do. And Phil, if you're down with this, you're included too. I want to do an episode. What we did before was we all chose one record and then we discussed the records.
Right.
But what we did was, I know I did and I know Hollywood did. We all kind of tried to choose records that were different, that we thought might be kind of more accessible to the other men. Like, I wanted people to like enjoy, even though it was like something I knew they might not. I wanted to. I know Hollywood did that with his Ween choice because he didn't choose Push the Little Pansies or whatever.
Well, yeah.
But I want to do an episode where we choose something and we try to make the person hate it. We choose the record that we think will be the most terribly annoying fucking record that will make people angry and make us hate each other forever. And I know that Hollywood will choose Yoko Ono, but I am ready for that, baby. I am ready to face Yoko Ono because I think I got something. I think I can beat you on that one. But
I think I'm gonna win. I do.
you think you're gonna win?
I think I got something.
So that's what I want to do. I want to put each other through hell.
I'll just give you a Death Grips album to fucking.
I got a
I hate that,
little.
man.
I got a little Scud missile that I can shoot your way.
Shoot it at me, baby.
So
Yo, all this is gonna do is give Hollywood a new obsession.
I know. I like that. That's what I want. Yo, so I guess that's it, man. I don't know. Anybody got final words? Yo, Phil, it's fucking amazing to hang out with you, man. Love to be
That's
hanging out
awesome.
with you guys.
Yo, me and V, I think McRackins are pretty early on in our
Yeah,
brotherhood.
we bonded over your band a lot. I mean, you, the Huntingtons, like those were the bands that we talked about, and
Like 16 years ago. something
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
crazy, eh? It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
And
Yep.
he had a bunch of McRackins records, and I had a bunch of McRackins records, and I got hard up for money because I was doing some scheme for a band or something, and I sold him all my McRackins records. Then I bought back a bunch of McRackins records, but I was still missing some, and then he gave me back all my doubles and helped me
awesome.
replenish. So yeah, man,
Awesome.
I got
it's a
that.
big deal.
I got that MXPX split. We saw you
Oh,
posted that.
seriously?
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
They
got
just
it.
have a bunch of them.
Ooh.
Yeah. What color vinyl?
Let's have a look. Oh, I just got the black one.
Black. There was, I think,
Nobody
yellow.
wants the black one.
something.
They want the colored ones, right?
Yeah, there was yellow and I think red. I sold all those on like eBay for like $80 or $100 or something.
Yo, I
Yeah.
don't blame you. That's worth it.
Yeah.
I love V so much because watching his internal struggles whenever he really wants something, like we just did that split with the Black Russians, and
Yeah.
John from Mom's Basement was like, we have 12 colors to choose from, and then V messages me and goes, hey man, I'm making sure everybody gets what they want. Do you want one of every color like I do? And I was like,
Yeah.
I just want two. One to fucking hang on the wall and one to keep in my collection. He was like, okay, I know that stuff doesn't matter to you, but I still wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And
It's a struggle, man. When you're a fan, and I mean, I'm a fan of the Jasons as much as I'm a fan of a million other bands, but when you love a band, you want it one of every color. It's just that thing, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's hard though.
Yo, it's hard when a band like the McRackins makes 3,000 records. That's what's hard, bro.
yeah,
Well, it's funny
let's do.
because what? Yeah, go.
Let's start at 8 a.m. on a Sunday and review every single McRackins record.
We'll finish at about midnight on Sunday.
Yeah. And Phil will be like, I didn't even know we made that record. I was there. I can't remember doing it. Yeah.
That happens. My brother gave me bunch of his records because he doesn't have a record player, and I'm like, hey, I don't even have this one. There was like the White Trash Debutante split. I'm like, I don't even have a copy of this. I forgot about this album. That's so bizarre, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, all right, man. I guess that's it for this evening's Facebook.
Oh
What
no.
is that?
Thank you.
What is happening?
Oh no, it's Yoko Ono. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
See you, man.